A huge storm rolled through. So
Oh,
just
wow. Okay, well, it should... Okay, it should be working. Yeah, okay, it's working now. Apologies to everybody. You guys missed a hell of an introduction.
Yeah,
an
we were.
intro. Yeah.
It was the only time I've ever said anything intelligent, so you guys missed it, and joke's on you guys.
So I actually wanted to go back because it's pretty funny. Vic was saying that it's gonna be his girlfriend's 2-year anniversary with him and his girlfriend on Monday. And funny enough is that I was actually introduced to my current girlfriend 1 year ago today on a Monday, or 1 year ago today on this coming Monday. We didn't get together then, but it's pretty funny.
It's when you first.
There you go,
first
Carlos.
met.
Look at us.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, when y'all get
You
to
guys
when y'all get to 15 years, we'll talk.
This is when everybody realizes that Vic and I are dating.
It's been a secret this whole time.
Jokes on
Happy
us.
100, guys. Happy 100. OSCA 100.
We gotta make some
OSCA
picks,
100.
guys.
Yeah, we gotta make
running out of
picks. Ryan
time.
Lutz on the poll, so Vic, I think you gotta lead it off. here.
Yeah, I get to go first. I'm picking Neil Rutt. I'm not even gonna.
Give a reason.
No, I need to pick somebody that's slow this week, so Neil Rutt's gonna be the guy.
All right.
He's gonna disappoint me.
Dang it! I was.
He's gonna disappoint me by getting a good finish at this.
Yeah. Well,
Who you got,
I believe I'm next. I haven't picked him this year. I think he's due for a good run. Cooper Johnson in the 91, starting 10th.
Next up is you, Peeler.
I'm gonna go with the guy that I've never ever been able to pick because this is my first year doing this, and he decided to come back. Give me some Eckert.
Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
I saw that one coming.
I never get to pick him. It's my first time.
All right, Mr. Second Place, Carlos, who you got?
I'm not second place.
Yes, you are.
Dare you disrespect him?
Yeah.
Wait, when did I lose the points lead? What?
Last week.
He keeps giving Matt good picks instead of just blowing it. He just gives him good picks.
Well, listen,
So yours is your
you
pick,
can't
bud.
be wasting away all your good picks in the beginning. You know, that's what people did in the last season. That's why I ended up winning the championship and will do again, especially when I pick the 0-0 to have a strong finish.
Ooh,
He's not like he's gonna win.
That's a good pick.
Hello? I'm not sure quite what's going on. It looks like I have lost.
Now we're back live.
We're back. You guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
We couldn't hear you for a second, but now I have the YouTube up and it is rolling.
Okay, that's good. I'm having internet connectivity issues, it seems. So
Ooh.
we're operating on a secondary feed until I can get the primary feed. It's weird. The secondary feed is still working, but the primary feed is not.
Weird. So again, Lutz on the pole. Joe Francis got that win. That was last week. That was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'm gonna have to come back because
Yeah, it's on his end. He'll get back. He'll get back.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were looking at the feed, Goody.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You guys go ahead and go through the field. There won't be any graphics, unfortunately.
Yeah, there is I think people at home can watch us here, but yeah, we'll get going through a little bit more of the field here. Johnny Eckert making his return here on the 100th race for OSCA. Going to be starting in that 8th position. Oh, that was just Peeler.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And
Sorry.
then Cameron Rich. Oh, we're back live. We're back live.
There
baby.
we go.
Now we can see what's going on. But Ryan Lutz, I think it's gonna be curious to see. I think we got an extra lap here to before we do go green.
Yeah, thank you.
But Lutz showing that speed all year long. Well, when he's made the races and either got himself maybe in a little bit of trouble in past, but maybe is tonight the night, Peeler? We might see him have a smooth run, stay out of trouble, maybe get into victory lane.
If people don't pay him back for the trouble he's caused, supposedly.
Yeah, that's where that he playing the heel is I think no secret for Lutz. He likes playing the heel. on any iRacing league he's ever been in, and probably doesn't need to. He has the speed there, but and on a night like tonight where he might want to be able to rebound. It's been a while since he's been able to finish a race, but some of these cars around him, you know, I don't know who's all got beef with them, but they could definitely put a damper on that.
And I mean, just want to get it out there. We have no problem with Lutz. Just want to clear that up for anybody who might be curious. We've heard and we've seen, and Lutz is very aggressive, and he has made some questionable decisions. So we'll see if he can get away from everybody, and he won't even have to worry about it. So.
Heck, I've been a teammate with old Lutzy boy, and I love the kid, but man, he embraces his role. I'll say that he embraces the role he's in. So
I have sponsored Ryan Lutz. He definitely embraces the role.
Yes,
my
mama sponsored him too. Yeah,
I've been on the receiving end of a Lutz before, so.
Heck, I have been while I was his teammate too. So yeah, it happens. We'll see what happens here. Uh-oh, did we lose the... Nope, we're still good on the...
Keep on going. It's all good.
Okay, yep. We're good. Just not on our end. And we should be going green here. Is out. Ryan Lutz leads them. 57 laps per half here tonight. Didn't mention that. Sorry about that. And top seven cars will invert. And right now, Peeler looks like a good jump for Ryan Lutz, and he wants to get on that top side right away.
You know, that's kind of surprising. I thought that the bottom would kind of be the line to go, but I mean, he's the leader, so follow the leader, right? Jump up to the top and see if you can ride.
Oh, I think you just seen why right there. I heard the first couple laps, this thing is loose, and you've seen Lutz get sideways going into turn 3. And right now, Gavin Hibbs battling on the outside. Who's going to lead lap 1? I think Gavin had it.
I think we're good as well, guys.
We're good. Oh, we got it all ironed out, good to go, but a battle up here for the lead between Gavin Hibbs and Ryan Lutz and Caden Tufts.
Yep, it's all looking
good. Trying to... Perfect.
Good old young buck Canadian up there sticking his nose in. A little friend north of the border.
Good to go there. I think I had internet connection issues there as well for a second. I was bleeping in and out, but...
We do have some storms going through the area, goody, so...
Yeah, and then I got the satellite internet, so that's going to be fun. But anyway, back up front, Gavin Hibbs, again, a guy who's shown that speed all year long. He's another guy that would love to get into victory lane to complete a run here, and early on in the going, as a complete lap number 3, he's looking pretty good. But Caden Tufts, how about Carlos's pick? What's up with this, Peeler? How does Carlos do this? I think there's insider trade secrets going on here.
I don't know. I mean, I thought about picking the 00, to be honest, but I've never been able to pick Eckert, so I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. But Kate, there's no denying Caden's ability to drive a race car. Does he have problems sometime with maybe overdriving or putting his car in a bad position? Yes, but the kid is fast. He drives in real life, and he's proven it here.
You know, I think the old adage for any caution is out.
Great.
Oh, Alex Greats. Oh, going around missing the front bumper. Rashid Coles Olsen the grass. That could have been just evasive maneuvers there for the 54 car. Take a look at the 3-wide TV replay. Oh, just getting a little too much beans. Oh, and overcorrects it in the wall, but you know, he did the... You know, unfortunately for him, I guess either way it could have been bad, but he did the honorable thing and kept that wreck isolated to himself there.
Yeah, he did a really good job of making sure no one else got caught up in that. I mean, he's got a moment here where he yanks the wheel back to the right.
Oh, that was close. That Neil, I believe, that was
Yeah.
right by him. What was it, 7? All these black and gold cars. Yeah, good to see Monticelli back out there on the racetrack as well.
Kyle Carson is also back in the 6.
Yeah. Even though that car though, I
heard he had front damage too.
Yeah.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah, that happened pre-race. I don't know exactly when it happened, but it did happen pre-race. He had front end damage before the green flag even came out, so he must have hit somebody under caution or under the pacing.
Might have been handling a little tricky here. See if anyone chooses to go down pit road. I think everyone's staying out.
Yeah, I think it's a little early. we do know that tires are going to matter, but I think it's a little too early to really stretch out any kind of strategy with it.
Yeah, and again, that we'll say 30 laps for a fuel run. Obviously, will either way. I think you're getting past the halfway point, so no real issue there. This early on in the going, any big movers? I'm trying to look. Zach Rogers, super sub, filling in for Nick Indelicato in that Shift Esports #1 Talking Giants machine, who they're also playing tonight. He's moved up 4 spots. Oh, can we get the points up? We didn't really get to talk about the points.
Yeah, sorry. I was
Cameron Ridge.
the correct answer.
Oh, yeah. As you see, the chase-off battle still getting pretty tight here. Some guys looking to really kind of rebound their season. But I'm looking at a lot of the guys in red, though, Peeler. And some of these guys not here tonight. Gavin Hibbs, currently your leader on the outside looking in. But you see Greats who just had the issues, but...
And then Dylan Thomas is dealing with some storms in his area. He had a hailstorm come through. He sent me earlier. His internet is out, so he's right there on that cut line. Let's see. Zach Evans isn't here. Ray Bracey isn't here. Nick Eldocato's not here. So...
Vincent Isabella's not here either in 20th.
And Vincent's not here, so
and
this could really...
Bracey, the last 3 cars, Evans, Bracey, and Isabella not here tonight.
So, I mean... Look at it both ways, right? If you're in that top 12, obviously excluding Dylan, I mean, you're looking at this as a night to make a gap, right? Like, you get through tonight decent, you're just going to put a bigger gap on that cut line. And for the few guys that are on the other side of that cut line, you know, if you're here, you're also thinking this is a night where you can maybe jump Dylan, who's not here. So points are now at a premium tonight, probably more than these guys expected coming in.
Yeah, and I think as we've seen all season long, that chase-off cutoff line has been jumbled up quite a bit. So and we're getting, you know, to that point of the season where, yeah, I think these drivers are definitely looking at those point standings. Even guys that might not even be on that graphic, really trying to turn that season around. And again, the first guy on the outside looking in, Gavin Hibbs, our leader right now. Definitely hoping with some of the guys missing tonight and an awesome run here tonight, we'll put him into that position, and he won't have to worry about it as much. But I think these guys will be sweating bullets unless you're maybe Cameron Rich. Got some work to be done here.
Yeah, Gavin's one of them guys talking about guys that weren't on the graphic at all. Gavin was not on the graphic 2 weeks ago. So you can make up the points by running well. There's a bunch of guys that really have a shot at doing that. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we'll see here as we're going to get the green flag back out. Coming to lap number 9 once they hit the line. And Gavin, a great restart. Gapped him huge here. And now it's going to be that battle for second between Tufts and Lutz going into corner number 1. Looks like these cars, couple laps on the tires, doesn't look as hairy as it did on that initial restart with how loose these cars are on fresh rubber.
Oh, Eckerd's making a run at Joe Francis.
Yeah, he just got by, moves into the top 5. He's up 3 positions. Moving up through the field, and it took a little while. You know, I don't know when the last time Johnny ran these particular cars, and obviously doesn't race as much as he used to. So he's got some rust to shake off, but man, it's looking like he's getting the job done.
We had 3 wide here. Is that DJ Weeks up top?
Darren Staff in the middle. Ooh, I think Zach Rogers, or no, that's Gilberto. Gilberto getting a little loose there. Be able to get back on the racetrack. Falls back to 17th. Still a couple cars racing with him pretty tough there, but Darren Staff in the middle of that 3 wide group just a little bit ago, up 4 spots in the top 10, looking pretty stout. And as Carlos said, he was not very comfortable going into tonight, but I think he's figured out something in practice. And as we watched during qualifying, he looked really smooth.
Yeah, and it's
caution.
Caution's out. I was gonna say it's one of those things too, where like if you're out there by yourself and you're struggling and you really can't tell what you're doing wrong, you get around some other guys and you just kind of follow them and you learn something. Maybe that's
yeah, that's sometimes it's as quick as that. But unfortunately for these 2 guys, in Carpenter and Rashid Coles, trouble ensues here. Oh, just got loose coming off the corner. Rashid Cole's nowhere to go.
Carpenter from the top rope gets Rashid Cole's.
Yeah, from the top rope jumps down. He said he was trying to be patient, but it still got too much beans out of the exit of the corner.
Can we get an in-car of Rashid on that one?
Yeah, we will.
Ooh, yeah, he tried turning it to the right, but it was too late at that point.
It was gone.
It was gone. He said these cars they're very light. I think Carpenter even said he's not a fan of these cars. They're so light in the old tire model on iRacing here. Oh man.
That's so terrible. That's what I wanted to see, just to kind of give people at home an eye view of you think you're fine, and all of a sudden you're pointing at the wall. You have no idea why.
Couple cars per road. DJ Weeks.
Oh yeah, DJ Weeks. Jordan Tarble, Neil Rutt, Nick Monticelli, James Watson, Rashid Coles, and Dave Carpenter all choose to come down pit road this time.
DJ was struggling that last run. He got put up in that top lane, and he was losing spots two cars at a time. So maybe he burnt the tires up at the beginning, or he's just thinking, hey, I want to get out of this mess and get behind it.
Yeah, sometimes just kind of being patient, just riding around and letting these guys either burn up their tires or get loose in front of them, or in front of him, so he can get by it, instead of kind of similar to what we just seen with Rashid Coles there. So Gavin Hibbs still top of your leaderboard right now, leading. I think he ended up leading every lap. I think he did. Yeah, he had Lutz on lap number 1. So Gavin Hibbs, your only race leader right now. But I'm still thinking that's fixing to change, especially I'm looking those couple of those pink cars in 3rd and 4th there. I think Lutz, who won the pole, hasn't led a lap, and then Johnny Eckert, he's got something dialed in. He's going to the front.
He's coming. I've been watching him. He's running the bottom better than just about anybody around him. So if that's how to save tires, then Eckert will definitely be here before we know it. Looking back through here, some of the guys that kind of moved up a lot. We got Zach Rogers is up 7 spots.
Capuano up 8 spots in 17th.
Yeah.
It's a good run for him.
We got some guys that's like I said earlier. I think we might end up with some guys that started mid-pack that might be running up towards the front of this if we can get some green flag racing in. We gotta have that for that to happen.
Yeah, I think we're just each of these runs we've had so far is probably right on this line of when these cars really start to get the balance changes, and that's why we're seeing these, especially these solo spins, because these cars are such a handful to drive. So if we could figure it out, get some green flag runs, I think these positions are definitely gonna flip flop around here.
I mean, Carpenter just kind of showed it, man. I mean, even the guys that are in the back just trying to ride, like the cars are so hard to drive that even the guys that aren't even taking it hard at the moment are struggling. So they're definitely wheeling it.
Yeah, this is definitely a wheeling track tonight, even though it's very similar. They said it's definitely trickier than last week at Chicagoland, but we'll see what these boys can do as a pace car will dive down pit road. Gavin Hibbs leading to the green flag once again. See if we can get as good of a jump. Green flag back out. And this time he's still got a pretty solid jump peeler, but definitely not as good as he had in the last one.
That one wasn't as good. He kind of stacked everybody up behind him, and I think that's really the only reason that restart was as good as it was. He just, luckily everybody behind him got stacked up versus him actually getting away from people. Oh, was that contact there for second?
It was close. That one pink car on the charge. It's Ryan Lutz right now. He moves into second place. He's right on the back bumper of Gavin Hibbs going into the corner, but Gavin got a good run on exit. He still holds on to that lead, but right now Lutz, he's sticking that car where he wants it to, and it's holding right now. But Caden Tufts, man, a lot of these guys, this top 3 right now, are putting on one whale of a show.
Everybody's searching around for clean air and to get that car to turn, but it just it entices good racing. There's multiple lanes for these guys to go.
Here we got a battle for the lead between Ryan Lutz, Gavin Hibbs. Ryan Lutz started on the pole, has not led a lap. Could it be this lap? I think Gavin's going to get him once again, but Lutz is on the loose, and man, These guys on old tires just ran their fastest lap of the race. Caden Tufts in 3rd place right now has the fastest lap out of anybody in the field tonight.
Ooh, Caden got loose. Save it, Caden. Save it.
And you've seen the same thing that happened to Carpenter. And he's seen how much track it took Caden to save that car. He was all the way on the apron before he really had the balance of that car back in his hands. And luckily, he's still going.
I don't know
What's that?
where you're getting your information, but Caden Tufts does not have... Oh, no, you're right. But it wasn't the last lap. No, you're good.
It wasn't. Oh, it was not the previous lap. Okay. No. But he has the fastest lap.
He does have.
So maybe there's a delay. It might have been delayed of when it exactly happened. So who knows? But
Braxton Deweese is coming to play.
Yeah, he's the guy who's always there. He's always lurking, and he's going to be there again this week. As he's moved up in that 3rd position, right ahead of Johnny Eckert running 4th. And Lutz, he as we were talking about, he runs it. He's another one of those guys that runs it 100% every lap. There's rarely, it seems like, tire saving. He can do a good job, but he wants that top spot every lap. He wants to do what Gavin Hibbs is doing right now, leading every lap of this event.
And then Nathaniel Cherry just run into the top 10. He needs a good run tonight. I know his spirits are pretty down after last week in the season he's had so far. So I'm really, really hoping he can finish strong and finish where he's running tonight for sure.
Yeah, I think he at least had one good half last week because I jinxed him in the first half. I know that because I thought last week was going to be his rebound, but right now looking pretty strong. Up there with Dallas Myhan, who's moving up through the field. Not quite in the top 10 yet, but he's up 7 spots from the 18th starting position.
Look, Darren's so cool and calm and collected. He looked over at the camera while in the middle of the corner.
Yeah. He's looking good. He's maybe fallen back a couple spots from where he was running a few minutes ago. Is that? I think it is. Otherwise, it's something I don't want to talk about.
The really big Coke bottle. Let's go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, hopefully it's a lava lamp. But Darren, again, he was in the top, right on the outer edge of the top 10, and Cherry and Myhan got by. But I'm still liking the balance he's running that car here tonight. I think on a longer run, if we get a longer run, that could pay off, especially the way right here he hugs this bottom part of the racetrack. I think on a long run, that's definitely going to pay off for the 45.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing with iRacing. I mean, I know that real cars, when you watch on TV, is a little different, but with iRacing, for sure, the best way to save tires is to run the bottom. It's not always the fastest, depending on the track, but it is the best way to save tires. So any of these guys that you're seeing making pace while running the bottom, they're doing the best of both worlds. They're fast and they're able to run the bottom. So,
you want to enlighten people on how you know that, Adam?
How do I know that?
Yeah, when you ran that 97 race.
Yeah, well, that's different. That's a different car.
Same
basically, I just.
Yeah, another battle for the lead here. Bam, just as quick as Lutz got it. Braxton wants it. At the line. I think Lutz did lead that last lap, so he's going to get it this lap too. But Braxton is there. He's looking to take the lead from Lutz, and he will do it.
I thought these cars would get packed out. You know, it's stretched out a little more. They are way more pack racier than I expected them to be. I learned that the hard way last week, but it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, I would again say that, as you said earlier, a lot more fun being up here where we get to relax and calm down because as loose as these cars get, I heard it gets worse on the longer run, especially in that tri-oval. And if you're in these packs, you gotta mind your manners and try not to wreck that race car. So it's got to be hectic down there. They're putting on a good show right now as we're getting close to halfway through half number 1.
And I think Braxton is faster than Lutz. Lutz is... No, never mind. I take everything back that I just said.
Oh, and does he... Oh, Lutz gets into the outside wall. And could that have been a little bit of payback, maybe? I think these two drivers did get together before.
What I was about to say was Lutz was doing a really good job of blocking Braxton, even though he was faster, and I'm wondering if he just blocked one too many times.
Yeah, and lucky again that we for the most part, have a 1 or 2
Net
car
code.
incident here.
Net code.
Net code.
I think there was going to be contact regardless. Oh, Cameron Rich.
Oh, Caden Tubbs.
Oh man, both of those guys. Whew. Just getting by. Yeah, it seemed like it just had a feeling going into this corner that DeWeese was not gonna let him bully. He's gonna stick his nose there.
Everyone pay roll.
And oh yep, everyone coming down.
Oh,
Get
my
fuel
goodness,
side.
yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, look at the hole he fit in when he got it straight. Oh, crap.
Camera virtual, yeah, get a look on his onboard camera here. Just happening right ahead of him. Lutz did a good job hanging on to it, almost saving it, but then again that car gripped him. Maybe a little contact between him and DeWeese, but whew, there wasn't much of a hole there for him.
The hole that Caden Tubbs filled was microscopic.
We do have one car stayed out. I don't know if this is he's running 71. I don't know if he's doing the old Dave Marcus thing. Yeah, Dave Carpenter matching his number. Gavin Hibbs wins the race off pit road. Johnny Eckert, Braxton DeWeese, Cameron Rich, and Joe Francis are the top 5 guys off of pit road. So DeWeese even it looked like he made a little bit of contact there, Peeler, with the 36 car, but it didn't appear to be enough damage to really cause for concern or need any heavy repair.
Hopefully not heavy.
Hopefully
not heavy repair for DeWeese, but I did learn last week that these cars are very sensitive when you do ding them in the slightest. So hopefully he'll be all right.
Race control's calling that net code.
Calling that code.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't believe that the contact happens without it. I genuinely feel like from the angle that I was using to double check to make sure, I genuinely feel like there was enough space where there wouldn't have been contact regardless. So I don't believe that he would have hit him. If it's only net code.
And I guess what I was saying too, not saying he was doing payback, there could have been definitely the old classic intimidator button. I think that it had a look that DeWeese was definitely not gonna let Lutz block him there, and that could have, the net code could have kind of ruined what he intended to do.
Just try to rattle his cage, right?
Yeah, rattles cage.
What was that race with Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth?
Oh, that was at Chicagoland, I believe, in God, I can't remember a year, like 2005 or something.
Goody, you're like a racing encyclopedia.
I'm a nerd. I wish I could remember stuff that's useful for me, but I remember stuff like that. But we'll go back to green on lap 29. I'm a little curious because
Braxton was born on Earnhart's birthday.
What's that?
Braxton DeWeese was born on Earnhardt's birthday.
Yeah,
that's a cool fact.
Yeah. So that's where he's the ghost of Dale Earnhardt is running in his veins. So that is kind of cool.
He just needs a black car.
Yeah, that's needed.
Pace car's off.
Pace car's off. 1 lap to go to green. Dave Carpenter leading the race here. Older tires. I don't know if he can make it the rest of the way, so that's going to be interesting. These other boys should be good. But a good start for Dave. Lead him to the field. A little bit older tires. It might even help him on this first lap at least. Not be as loose, but Braxton DeWeese, he's looking stout. He's looking to the inside. He takes over that lead. Gavin Hibbs right behind. Oop, they're all shuffling around that 71 car trying to get by. Carpenter rolling that top side, trying to stay out of the way.
Eckert's struggling.
Ooh,
Eckert missed the bottom.
Oh yeah, he even did his classic making funny noises. Oh, Carpenter almost pinching Cherry down. But the speed difference now, he's got to stay out of the way. These guys are going to run him over. But it looks like getting a little close, has to swing it wide. Oh boy.
So now we know without a shadow of a doubt that tires matter.
Tires
this
do.
Is proof.
But what are you thinking, Carlos?
Oh my bad.
Never
I
mind.
thought the 9 had a different pace.
No, he's got the 49ers picking them tonight. They're 0-2. That bite-sized sports predicting car colors. Been 0-2 so far.
Hibbs
So
in the
hopefully
wall.
tonight. Hibbs in the wall, loses second spot to Cameron Ridge. Hopefully for that 9-car David Westergreen, they actually have the race-winning car. I'm hoping next week they do pick the correct team to pick. And we all know
Hey.
that will be.
They're looking good right now.
Who's playing next
We'll
week?
say that.
Next week, just a little old team from Green Bay, Wisconsin versus the Detroit Lions. So if I start yelling in the middle of the broadcast, you'll know why. If I start just randomly cussing.
Understood.
Yeah, probably. I don't have Tourette's. It's just, yeah, Lions are probably winning.
Probably be a good
Or maybe-
broadcast for Mama Goody to not getting, not listening.
Oh, she's heard me swear for years now. But anyway, back to the racing action here. Damian Leininger pulling along Nathaniel Cherry, who continues his march into the top 10, currently up in that 7th position.
We had Braxton DeWeese and
looks
Cameron Richard leading again. Different track, different day. It's still those two up front.
It seems like every season, fitting for the 100th race here, but it seems like every season there's those two guys that are always in contention, for the wins. Long time it was Nick Indelicato and Johnny Eckert kind of battling for the wins. I feel like Blake Barney back in his day would battle for a lot of the wins too with Johnny Eckert. Johnny Eckert and Nick Indelicato are definitely our first two dominant drivers, but right now I think
Don't forget Austin Beers.
Oh, Austin Beers too, yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, Beers
Trackhead.
was always up front. I know he didn't get the wins that he might have deserved, but Beers was always really good at running up front. So
Yeah, he was always in the mix, but Cameron Rich, I think right now is making a name and a statement to be that the next Gen 3, I guess we could say, of the dominant driver, the guy to beat. But right behind him is old Gen 1 of Johnny Eckert.
here comes the
making a
GOAT.
run. Yep, the GOAT going into 3rd place. And that's I believe that's been kind of his scheme, like back in when we ran trucks. I think he even had it in the Xfinity days. So that's the OG paint scheme too, I believe.
And like we said earlier, we have no idea how much he's even ran this car. So, or how long it's been since he's ran this car. And he's taking it to these guys that are doing it every week. I mean, Eckert's just another human alien when it comes to iRacing, and he's just proving it here.
Although, I'm sure we'll find out if we do get to talk to Johnny tonight. He probably practiced for like 75 hours during the week once he found out he was going to race. He probably only knew like maybe 24 hours ago, but
Oh, dream on.
he knew about it for a while.
He informed me on Monday.
Oh yeah, so he definitely had opportunity to get 75 hours of practice in.
Definitely.
Look, there's an old NFC battle right here.
The amount of times I tried to get that man into one of my cars.
Yeah, he gets in one of his own now. But
I'm not gonna say there's a reason that you can figure out, but you're kind of watching the reason that he decided.
Oh, the old 100th.
Sure, yeah, that's.
No,
that's totally
I know
fine.
why I couldn't get him to get
What?
in the car.
Nothing.
We don't have an invite card tonight,
Oh.
by the way.
Yeah, we
Well,
do.
well, that
We should.
yeah. No, the 30 car was unable to make it off the trailer. We had a little bit of a malfunction.
An electrical
yeah.
issue.
Yep, that always happens.
I don't know if it was electrical or what it was, but yeah.
Man, I did such a good job getting you points last week, and you couldn't even get it off the trailer this week.
Maybe he just ran it too hard last week.
Yeah, I blew it up.
Well, that happens. Looking at through the field guys who are making that march towards the front, Kynan Jones up 11 spots from 28th up to 17th right now. Land Shark moving on up. Still got a long way to go. It's probably where they want to be. Oh! I was almost gonna say Indelicato, but Zach Rogers got a little loose off the corner. He kept it pretty tight. We've seen Carpenter have a little issues washing down to the bottom of the apron and Caden Tufts, but Zach Rogers there, he kept it tight.
Dallas is doing everything he can to get around him right now. Oh,
Bro.
car in the
Oh
grass.
no!
Oh, Capuano is having such a good run, moving up through the field, goes through the grass. That's all gonna end there as he's trying to merge back on the track. Good job too, not making anyone nervous there. You see Caden Tuff still trying to work back after that getting loose. He's back in 7th, trying to rebound his himself up. Still holds the fastest lap, so we know he's got that speed. He just needs maybe a little track position, but 16 more laps, top 7 in for Peeler, and if things don't change, he'd be starting up front for half number 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder if he knows that, and that's what he's just trying to do, just trying to ride, go at him for the second one. But I'll say this: people are not able to keep the car on the bottom anymore. Like, that is gone. Everybody's coming up off bottom. People are missing the line left and right. Like, they're not driving well right now. So I'm interested to see if we can get these last 15 laps of green flag racing, if we're going to have somebody who is saved and is going to come from that 8th to 9th place finish and try to get up there to like that 2nd or 3rd race. This would be kind of where that charge will start, I would imagine.
Yeah, you see the so many different lines, and man, Johnny Eckert is on his march towards the front. He's fallen back now. He's dropped back to 5th as Joe Francis moves into 4th position, and Damian Leiningers, he's not too far behind him either. That could make some noise, try to break into the top 5. But Johnny, he is fighting hard on the outside, trying to hang on to that 5th spot, and yet Joe can't quite get the job done.
You're just able to defend so well on the outside. You get such a runoff that it takes someone running the bottom perfectly to get by you, and it actually takes a lap or two. It's not just pull up and pass them in that corner. I mean, you really have to set them up and run 2 perfect laps if you want to really complete the pass. So that's why that guy on that outside's able to hold them off so well, is it takes time. You got to work them over and really set it up.
Yeah, and see Darren Staff not quite able to defend the land shark of Kynan Jones. He moves up another spot to 16th. Here you see Cameron Rich in 2nd spot, but he's about a half a second back, and it's, see there on the graphic, he's kind of staying within earshot of him, but definitely been a tug and pull. He's got to hit his marks just right, as you were just saying. It's harder to stay on that bottom side. You see Cameron Rich, probably the guy running low, but not quite on that yellow line. Is that a little damage you're pointing out there?
Just a teensy little bit. If anything,
Just a
I'll slam the car.
teensy bit.
I think if Gavin can get by Rich, he might be able to run to Weestown. He got up to the back of Rich, and they both kind of stalled out there. But if he can get by him, he may be able to track to Weestown. It's going to take a couple laps.
Yeah, he's going to try to power through here on the inside. Looks like Cameron. Yep, Cameron's going to concede the 2nd spot to Gavin Hibbs. And keep it known, about 0.8 of a second behind. Ooh.
Wonder if it's time.
And that's just good, respectful racing. I mean, a guy's caught you. He's obviously faster than you, and that's the kind of racing we want to see is that kind of respect. So that was really big for Rich. I'm very happy to see stuff like that out here.
Yeah, it's always frustrating too when you're in that position. You know, you're obvious. If you're Gavin Hibbs, you know you're faster than Cameron right now. And a lot of times, what happens or what can happen, race car drivers, virtually or real life.
Oh, no! Daddy Oscar.
Daddy!
In the wall.
He got the wall. Caution is out.
Now things get interesting.
Ooh, what do you do? I think these boys have another set of tires in the pits.
Who takes 2 tires?
Man, you'd be a brave soul to take 2 tires. But is there someone who's got the cojones to make that move? It's going to be interesting.
I don't know, man. We're going to have, what, probably 5 laps left-ish when we go back?
I think around that range, 7 to 5 laps, depending on the length of the caution. Once they hit the line just now, I think it was 9 laps to go.
Somebody's going to do it. I guarantee you somebody's going to do it.
Oh, I didn't realize that Monticelli got in the back of OSCA Daddy there. Oh, man. So Braxton DeWeese is going to be the one who maybe kind of sees if is anyone going to stay out, too. I don't know.
You can't. You just
I
watch
don't think you
Carpenter
can.
drop like a rock. You can't stay out, I don't think.
I agree with that, too, but you never know.
4 fresh tires and fuel.
I think that's the call, but I think like Peeler said, though, there might be someone, maybe in that mid-teens that could think they might not be in a position to lose a whole lot, even if they start falling back a little bit.
And as long as you're not the only guy who does it, it might work out. If you get 4 or 5 guys that do it and you're the guy out front of those 4 or 5, that's best case scenario. So I think someone's got to do it, right? I mean, I know one guy who would do it. I think his car's a little too beat up to do it, but we'll see.
We'll see. Hey, I'm always loving someone doing something different. I think we've talked about that plenty before. Oh, Caden. Yep, overshot it just a little bit. I think one guy did take 2 tires. It might have been Dusty. Dustin Dewar took 2 tires.
Oh, here we go.
91.
Cooper Johnson, 91 leads the race off. Joe Francis, Dusty.
Dusty's definitely on 2.
Cooper Johnson, Dustin Dewar, sub 10-second pit stops.
Wow. What about Joe Francis?
That's a 14.48 second pit stop.
Wow.
He just did a good job getting in and getting off.
Wow.
So Joe Francis is in the catbird seat with 4 tires.
Braxton DeWeese, this is from entering pit lane to exiting pit lane, 47.25 seconds. Okay? Cameron Rich right behind him, 46.7. Excluding Cooper Johnson and Dustin Dewar, who spent less time in pit road in pit lane, so they had less time in pit road. Joe Francis, 45.43 seconds. That's almost 2 seconds faster than Braxton DeWeese. That's not stopped in the car. That's from entering pit road to the exit of pit road.
That just shows how
that's a huge gap to make up on pit road.
Right, and that just shows how important pit row is even in sim racing, right? Like we know how important it is in real life racing. There's pit crews involved and all that kind of stuff, but it's that important on iRacing as well because you not necessarily make the time up. I know getting in how you pit in your box has some to do with it to a certain extent, but just your pit row roll time is so important. And Joe Francis just put on a clinic.
Yeah, and you think that 1.5 to 2 seconds, and that's something that's needed, especially under caution when the field's bunched up coming down pit road. That he was in, I think he came down pit road. We were just talking about him in that 5th position, and now he's 2nd. But again, the guys who are going to be on that inside row of Dustin Dewar in the 2nd row, and then Cooper Johnson in the front row, they're on 2 tires, so we don't know what I don't think they know how their car is going to feel when they go. So this is going to be interesting, and if you're Joe, you hope you maybe burn that top side just in case something goes awry with those 2 cars, the 91 and the 32. But we're going to find out here. If we come to the line, it'll be 5 laps to go, and the pace car. Nope, I thought we were one to go. They teased me. Oh boy, this could be interesting. And if you're the guys who take 2 tires, I think as the laps go down, you get a little braver too.
You do, and I know what I would be thinking about, right? So if I'm Cooper, I'm thinking, get through turns 1 and 2, and pray they wreck. So if you get through turns 1 and 2 and they wreck, okay, cool, you re-rack it, and then you've only got to hold them off for 2 laps. So that's exactly what I guarantee you Cooper's thinking right now, is just get through 1 and 2, and there'll be a wreck, and then I only have to do this for 2 laps.
And I think the big thing for Cooper, too, is how is his car going to stick? Generally on iRacing, the car gets looser when you take 2 tires, and we've seen how loose these cars can be from the get-go when you take 4 tires. So it could be a thing where he might either underdrive it, but with this few laps to go, he might hang it all on the line and maybe overdrive it. There's going to be a finer line for those guys who took 2 tires to hang on to it. But as now, we're almost to that point where we're going to find out and see how these last 4 laps of half number 1 will conclude here. That's a pace chart.
I think you got to full commit and full send if you're
Yep.
Cooper. I don't think you can drive in there easy. I think you just got to drive in there and hope it sticks.
He made his bed. Pace car is down pit road. Let's see what Cooper's got. He's got to run what he's brung. Green flag back out. And a decent jump that gives him a little confidence. I think going into 1, we'll see how these 2 tires hold up. Not too bad.
32
oh man, you see Joe.
32.
32 got very loose. He's fallen all the way out of the top 10 on the apron there. But Joe Francis going to make a power move on the inside, seeing if he's going to take the lead. Coming to 3 laps to go. Can Cooper put up a fight with those 2 tires? It doesn't appear to be so. And Joe Francis to the lead now with 3 more laps to go. Well, here, don't look now. Here comes Braxton as well. And if Joe leaves that bottom line open, Braxton could get there. We've seen how fast he's been all night.
Oh, they're jostling around.
Yeah,
Cooper's back them up.
This could be a thing. Could it be saved by the bell? If there's a caution that comes out, now 2 laps to go.
Oh,
2 laps to go, caution's out. Oh, huge. Leininger going around, and he was jinxed by a pick. Oh, Dewar T-bones him.
I was just about to say Cooper's trying not to be the caution, and I'm pretty sure Cooper is in the middle of the caution and why it came out. I just couldn't get that out of my mouth fast enough.
And that's.
Well, who wants to look at this replay?
Man, yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot to unpack here.
By the way, I want to point out right before the caution came out, Cameron Rich had the fastest lap of the race. Actually, Braxton Luis and Joe Francis also set the fastest lap of the race, but then Cameron Rich behind him. So 3 drivers set the fastest lap within a second.
Oh man, and the Dewar coming in late there, T-boning Damian. I think Dewar's night just a few moments ago. Yeah, he had a good opportunity to get a top 10. Did not pay off with those 2 tires. And Cooper got loose. Might have been contact between him and Cherry. Cherry might have also gotten into the wall. I think Ty McIntosh, too, in that Giants car, got clipped a little bit.
Trying to see if there's any contact on the front end of Cherry, because there's definitely some here. But does it continue?
Oh!
Loose. Oh,
that was
Cooper got loose, pushed him up.
Yeah. And then poor Damian nowhere to go, just the jinx here. And oh, Caden, does he get through it?
Nope.
Ty, nowhere to go. That's a picture of my cars I didn't want to see.
27's getting the cause of the caution. He's getting an EOL for that.
Oh, he's getting EOL. And it looked like Dewar was trying to go low to dodge the wreck, but it obviously Damian was there. And he's seen, I think, a couple cars ahead of him go through. Oh, he might have had contact from the guy behind him, too. That might have led him into that wreck. Interesting. I just watched the replay of that. But
so I have a question for clarification from Vic on the 27 EOL. Is that because he did not lift when Cooper got loose, or
no? He hit Cooper to get him loose.
Okay.
Yeah, he hit Cooper to get him loose, and then that hit causes the 91 to go slightly up into him, which causes the net code into the 12. That initial contact though was contact, not net code. Therefore, the 27 got the cause.
That's that horrible feeling. That's just that horrible spot of being a guy on 4 tires behind somebody on 2 tires. I mean, sometimes you gotta be just a little bit more patient.
And it's especially with only 3 or 2 laps to go at that time. It's so hard to contain yourself because you want to go as quick as you can. Cooper Johnson trying to hang on to the car as best as he can, even after that contact. But unfortunately, ended nights for a couple guys here. But man, I don't know if that was a good thing for Joe or a bad thing, because now, with the green-white checkered, he can get this initial hole shot, because it looked like Braxton DeWeese was there. He was trying to make some moves to go for that lead.
I think I really don't know. I mean, if you're Joe, I think you're hoping that the 8 and the 95 get racing. I think that's your best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And you get one whale of a restart here as well.
yeah, I mean, we've already seen, even though it was netcode, I mean, Braxton was rolling the bottom so much faster than Lutz earlier, so we know he has speed in the center of the corner, and that's a scary place if you're the guy in front of him, whether it's netcode or accidental, whatever. If a guy's rolling the bottom better than you, that's one, he's beating you, and two, he's getting really close to you in a very vulnerable spot.
We're about to find out. One more lap to green flag. We'll settle this one out. Joe Francis, Braxton DeWeese to your front row. Right behind him, Gavin Hibbs, Cameron Rich. Cameron, we haven't seen him win in about like a week and a half or so now, so he's got to break his slump here. It's been a little bit.
Keep an eye on that transfer position too. 7th place, Caden Tufts has it right now. Dallas Myhan, Ty McIntosh, and Kynan Jones fighting for that spot.
Yeah, and how about those runs too by Myhan and Kynan Jones? They hammered through the field. 9 spots for Dallas Myhan, but Kynan Jones up 17 spots. Didn't qualify the best, but definitely looking good right now in the race here, trying to hang on to the top 10. But I think all that might go out the window. These guys are gonna be like a pack of dogs, I think, once the green flag comes back out. And
do we get back around, Goody? Call it now. Do we get back around?
I'm gonna say no. I think these guys are gonna go for it, chomp on the bit. What do you think?
I think they get it.
No, I don't think they do.
Carlos
I didn't want to say. I didn't want to be put on the spot. But you just turned it back on me. That's fine. That's cool.
Joe Francis takes the green flag. Green, white checkers out. Man, not a bad jump, but he might have wanted something a little better. He was hoping maybe Gavin would get a little better start, because Braxton DeWeese gets to pick his lane, and he's really good on that bottom, like Peeler said. 2 to go. Can he make up that gap?
They're fanning out behind him.
And we might get around here. Gavin Hibbs on the inside of Braxton DeWeese. That's exactly what Joe Francis wanted to see coming to the white flag. Oh, I thought maybe that 95 was going to wash up. That was a little scary. Oh, and Braxton shuts the door going into turn number 1. Does he have enough time, though? Cameron Rich powering on the outside, trying to get alongside Gavin Hibbs. Joe Francis with a 0.3 of a second lead going into the final corner. But for Braxton, though, he's got a pack of dogs behind him. So coming out of 4, it looks like Joe Francis will do it once again. He'll come down to the checkered flag. He'll take half number 1 of the 100th race here for OSCA.
Ty McIntosh gets the transfer spot.
Ty McIntosh, Caden Tufts up to 6th. He'll be on the front row. You've seen Kyle Carlson, I believe, and Tepe might have been the other car that was involved in that wreck as well. Coming to the line. So Joe Francis, we seen him in victory lane just a couple weeks ago. Gets it done here in half number 1. Filling in that old Rocket Man Seth Rawls ride, doing a great job there. You see the finishing order: Braxton DeWeese 2nd, Gavin Hibbs 3rd, Cameron Rich 4th, and Johnny Eckert rounds out your top 5. And then again, you see Caden Tufts and Ty McIntosh will be starting on row number 1. A good run for Dallas Myhan, working his way up through the field. David Westergreen 9th, and Cooper Johnson with those 2 tires. He had a handful, but he hung on and got a top 10 spot. But as we get ready here, Peeler, for half number 2, we got our winner, Joe Francis, in waiting. Let's get a talk to him.
Yeah, let's bring him up.
Joe ended up getting another win here tonight, and I think the big thing you can contribute to that win was that final pit stop. That was some damn fine work, son. How'd you do it?
I don't know. I just had a really good stop, I guess. I mean, I was focusing to get into the pit stall as good as I could, then get out as good as I could, and that's about all I could do. Then I end up 2nd right behind someone who took 2 tires. I'm sorry, I forget his name, but all I could do after that is just focus. Yeah, all I could do is just focus on trying to get around him at the time, because I didn't think that was really going to work out, but well, Mickey Mouse my way into that one.
Hey, I mean, I don't know if we could say Peeler. I don't know if you agree with Mickey Mouse because Carlo.
You were in the top 5 all night. I mean, it's not like you came out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, not really
Yeah,
coming out of nowhere, but I mean, what was I, fourth before that? And I was just able to get around the guys on pit road for some reason. Maybe they slipped their tires. Maybe they just got in at a different angle. I don't know. I
you
just
were,
was
just so you
fortunate.
know, you were 2 seconds faster on pit road than anybody else on 4 tires. So
Yeah,
whatever you did, pit
You
roll
did it
speed
right.
time, how you pitted, I mean, you put on a clinic on pit road, which is kind of cool because we don't really see pit road in iRacing and how well you get in on and get off make that big of a deal. So it's kind of cool to see for once.
I always thought getting in at a good angle gets you a little bit faster stop, but I never thought the times would be completely random. I always thought there'd be something that actually helps you get a faster
Well,
stop or not, but I
what
guess that
what
was
what,
it,
what,
but I'm not sure.
what Carlos figured out, it was the total pit road time from pit entry to pit exit. I don't know if the times were that different, but
Yeah, your
yeah, that
rolling
was a great
speed
job.
was just so much better than everybody else's.
Well, I've done that a lot. It's like the pace speed was what is it, 50? So I try to keep it 50 to 51. And I pushed the issue a little bit. I probably shouldn't be, but I try to be as consistent as possible. And I think I was speeding on exit, but I wasn't speeding long enough to get a black flag, and it didn't give me one. So
Just play.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? What do they say in NASCAR? Just playing those timing zones, timing
Mhm.
lines. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's what you're doing.
So again, still awesome performance, and you still had to hold off Braxton DeWeese with a restart there to boot at the end, but did a good job of that. How are you able to get that done? Because it didn't seem like anyone could roll the bottom as well as that 8 car could.
Well, the best line for me was to kind of send it in the middle and arc it down to the bottom. And I feel like if I could do that, I would get clean enough air. Or since I actually had the clean air, I could really run that line optimally. And it's really the exit that matters the most. And I feel like once I was able to arc down to the bottom and put Braxton in the dirty air, I was able to hold him off. But then again, I don't know how those last 2 laps under green would have gone. I mean, I got kind of fortunate because of that late caution. Even though I didn't really want to see it, it still helped me out a little bit because then I was the leader. Then I could dictate when everybody goes and get that launch. And rest is history, I guess.
The rest is history, but we do have half number 2 here to look forward to, and you're gonna be you started 5th, half number 1, so it's not gonna be totally different, just one more row back. Do you think you can kind of be in the mix here in half number 2?
I think the best I can do is just do the same thing I did the first race, just kind of go with the flow and let things play out.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It should be fun to watch, but before we let you get ready for half number 2, Peeler, you got anything more for Joe?
Why are you so modest?
Oh, that's just
Like
Joe.
that's my question. Like, I mean, you just did something that I've never even seen done in iRacing, and you're just like, yeah, did it. Just, man, so modest. Like, you just kicked their ass. It wasn't on the racetrack necessarily, but you kicked their ass somewhere. Like, that was awesome.
Well, my personality is a very stick in the mud personality. That's why I got this soundboard, so I can really make up for the rest of my personality.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Give us the sound.
He basically was sounding excited there. He's very monotone.
Good he knows. We race a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Just a good guy. Good to see in Victory Lane. Got that 25 car in Victory Lane for Seth Rawls' old ride, and took it over. Get it in Victory Lane here for the second time this season. But with that, any shout-outs before we let you get ready for half number 2?
Oh gosh, I got to pull out a whole list. All the guys at Strictly Stuck Motorsports, all the guys at Shifty Sports. You guys for putting on a league. Goody for you commentating. You always do a good job. I like listening to you guys. And I'm probably forgetting sponsors or something. Yeah, actually, my personal sponsors. Numbers by Joe.
I'll
You
say,
have a favorite number on iRacing?
yourself. Yeah.
If you have a favorite number on iRacing, I can turn it into a plaque. Might have
Yeah, I think you
some
just-
bigger things in the future here too. Might be having them
Ooh.
professionally printed and all that too. Make them look a lot better. And
Oh,
possibly some
nice.
custom diecast shelves in the future too.
Oh, I might
bit.
I might be calling you for that if that comes into play. But we'll let you. We see they're gridding up. We'll let you go and try to push that broom tonight. Get the sweep.
We'll try. We'll see how it goes. Appreciate it, guys.
Heck yeah. Yeah, no problem. Joe Francis, coming away with win here in half number 1. I'm trying to
Yeah,
get him in the
picks.
right
Hey,
channel.
Let's do picks, and
Yeah.
so Matt finished last because I jinxed Damien, so I'm gonna give him Johnny Eckert for this half, and I'm gonna give myself, since I'm second because I finished 13th with Neil Rutt, so it's kind of disappointing. I'm gonna go for my favorite last place finisher to ever be part of OSCA, Nick Monticelli.
Oh, you might not have that opportunity to pick him again. So that was a good
Yeah,
pick there.
exactly.
Yeah.
And next is you, Goody.
Next is me, man. Middle of the road again. Well, I guess for me that's been good lately, so I'll take it. I'm gonna like what I see here from the guy in the front row on the outside. I'm gonna go with that 00 Caden Tufts.
You suck. I hate you. I can't say what I want to say because we're on YouTube.
Carlos, you're up.
All right. Well, I was thinking about going back to back with the 0-0, who got me a strong 6th place points like I expected. However, Caden, love the man. I have a feeling something's gonna happen to him this race, so I'm not gonna choose him. Actually, instead, gonna put all of my marbles on the 25 to finish second tonight in this half number 2.
Ooh.
And that means you're up, Peeler.
Eckerd came in clutch for me, got me a win on that round. I like that. Give me Gavin Hibbs.
That's a good pick. Got some speed here tonight, and again with guys like Ty McIntosh, ran pretty solid, pretty smooth. We haven't mentioned him too much besides that beautiful Giants paint scheme.
Yeah,
again, being the counterpart of the.
I got something on Ty. So he doesn't have them on the card tonight, but his sponsor, I'm going to say this right, Vic, if I say it wrong, I'm sorry.
No, they're on there. They're on there.
Oh, they are? Okay.
They're in front of the rear wheel behind the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Holla Dirt, did I say it right? Is that okay with you? Did I get it right that time?
Okay.
Not Southern?
Stop.
Okay.
I think saying it Southern is the correct way to say it.
Okay. They are. They are from Marion, North Carolina. It is for Holla Dirt. I don't care what Vic says. Met those guys this weekend. Good group of guys. Actually got to see what they're all about. I thought it was a dirt company. It is not. They actually take around 2 fully cockpit sim rigs to different tracks in the Southeast, to different conventions and expos. They run some road course stuff, some oval stuff, no matter, just depending on where they're at. And they actually give the public access to iRacing. Everybody gets 5 minutes on the sim. It's a quick lap setup, and they're really doing a really good job of introducing a lot of people who don't have access to iRacing at home. They've seen it on TV. They want to try it. They get to try it at the tracks and these conventions that these guys go to. They're a really cool group of guys. They're looking to expand. So if you're ever in anything, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, any of that area, like an expo center, look for the For Holla Dirt. I just screwed it up. For Holla Dirt trailer, and get on sim racing. Try this stuff out. They're a really good group of guys. I'm actually looking forward. I'm going to meet up with them at some more conventions coming up here in the future and get to know them guys better myself. And it was a lot of fun hanging out with them. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out. I told them I'd give them a shout out because they were so good to me. They gave me some swag to wear on my Twitch streams moving forward. And I don't know, I had fun. Ty beat me on the lap, but I had a good time.
Heck yeah, we'll see what Ty can do here as well. Now he's going to be up in the front row for half number 2. Get a little track position. I think he's going to be stout. Do it for Holla Dirt. I can't say it right. I feel like I say it too northern me.
Vic said it's for Hollow Dirt, but if you're from the
far holler dirt, that is how it's spelled. Okay.
Okay, if you're from the south, it's
Ty's potty mouth talking. Yeah.
For Holla, that's all it is. For Holla.
I like I still like the way you say it, Peeler. I like it.
I don't know. They're from Marion.
it.
They're from about 45 minutes north of me. I think I'm saying it right. Everybody else is wrong. So.
Ty doesn't agree, but we'll see. We'll see if we can focus up now. He's making sure you're saying the name right in the cockpit. I can hear it in the driver chat, so it's kind of.
I'm still right, Ty. I'm still right. You're wrong.
Yeah. I agree. We'll see if old McIntosh Sr. is a proud papa right now as his son's going to start on the front row. Pace car is off pit road. Green flag is out. The good start for everybody, kind of keeping it close. Ty's going to have to do some work there to see if he's going to lead lap 1, because we've seen the start of half number 1, that outside line gets a good run on corner exit. Even Caden, he's got a pretty good run going in.
Yeah, Ty missed the bottom there on entry. He's going to get Caden the run on the outside. Looks like Cameron Mitch might clear too.
I think this is tonight. It's generally, especially on fresh tires, that outside line is gonna be maybe a little bit more of an advantage, at least on the first lap. But Ty making some noise here on the bottom, trying to get that lead. But Caden Tufts leads lap 1.
That was a great 3 and 4 to recover from 1 and 2. It's a good job by Ty there.
Let's see. I think that car is gonna stick a little bit better for him. He's trying to make a run for the lead.
Roberto Javier O'Mara has lost pretty much every single spot in that first lap.
Yeah, he's fallen all the way back to drop back to 30th. 14 spots he fell off there. So he's gonna have to do some work here to rebound as we complete lap number 2. Caden Tuff still holding the point, but here comes Cameron Rich trying to go for the lead. But man, it's been a while since we've seen Cameron Rich in victory lane. I'm sure he's getting hungry and hungry as the half burns up. And
he gave him 2 weeks off.
I don't know. Say it's been 2 weeks. It feels like a lot to complete run 2 races or not, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think that's enough for him, man. I can't remember the streak he had with at least winning 1 half for how many weeks here, and now he's still running well. I mean, by no point do we call him wash. We joke about it, but definitely I'm sure wants to get back into victory lane. As almost shuts the door there on Ty McIntosh, holding on to that 3rd spot. Right now the top 5 cars breaking away the caboose of that train. Johnny Eckert right now holding on to the 5th spot.
We got a guy creeping into the top 10 here we hadn't talked about a lot tonight. David Westergreen is running 8th. I feel like he's had a quiet first half.
Yeah, his team, the 49ers, who he's repping tonight, leading the Thursday night football game.
Is
disconnected. Oh, I couldn't just have a solid 2 top 10 race pick 'em. And of course, did we lose?
Oh my God, guys! What did I say when I made my pick?
What?
I said I had a feeling something was gonna happen to the 0-0, and that's why I wouldn't have picked them.
You gotta let me know these things before you make the pick.
Well, that would defeat the purpose.
I suppose. But Cameron Rich does take over the top spot. Tough break for Caden, leading the race, getting dropped out. I think the emotional support pick, who are we gonna go with here? I think Westergreen. I think he needs a solid run. Guy we're just talking about. Not only does he need a good run, maybe even a win, he needs the color predictor. Bite Size Sports, they need to get a pick right here as they're 0-2 the first 2 weeks. They gotta break in the winners' cup. Watson going around here.
Big
a couple of cars. Conrad. Oh, Jordan Tarble. I think Capuano was the other car that was on the apron there. Capuano. Ooh, some heavy damage there. I think Monticelli and it might have been both of them. Monticelli and
whoa!
Watson.
Is that nuts?
Lutz, wow. Oh boy.
That looked like Capiano reacting to Lutz, and Watson was just there.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Oh man. I know people at home, Peeler, you might not be able to hear driver's chat.
I can't. I have it turned off. So.
Oskadetti,
is he alive?
No, but he had the radioactive quote there. That was completely his reaction to that wreck was completely effed. So, not a happy guy here. He's seen.
Okay, I see what happened now.
Yeah.
Lutz comes back up in the track in the middle of the corner, which is
did
the one place you don't.
Opportunity?
I don't know. That's just the one place where you don't want to do it, but if the car's out of control, sometimes it does it by itself and you don't even want it to.
Yeah, at first
it's
it looked fishy, but like the way he, I don't know if he made contact with somebody, hit the wall, or got loose entering one. I really don't think he had an opportunity to even slow the car down enough. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
gonna
what
be
I'm
up to
saying. It
race
just
control to determine that.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the call is there. If you see a lot of cars down pit road getting the damage fixed from that wreck.
and you're
And
when you're the cars behind that, by the way, and you see someone do that, you're just like, it's one of them no moments when you know something bad's about to happen.
yeah, you're either hoping like please like be able to do superhuman things with your car and not hit me, or just somehow just anything but hit me.
That it's gonna hurt moment just kind of crosses your mind, and you just get ready for it.
Yeah, it's almost like seeing a deer in a ditch. You're just like don't.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's like. Or a squirrel just runs out in front of you out of nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. So Cameron Rich holding on to the top spot. Ty McIntosh still holding on to second. Gavin Hibbs worked his way up into the top 3 once again. Big movers. Damian Leininger up 12 spots from getting collected late in the race. There, we remembered half number 1. So I had to start back in 28th up to 16th. So a good rebound. Hopefully that trend continues for Damian. As now I believe no one picked him, so he's not jinxed this half.
No, Gretz is up 7 spots up to 15th. He got taken out early in that first half, so we didn't really get to see what he has. Darren Staff's also up 6 spots from 18th to 12th.
Yeah, see these boys doing some work here. I like it. Tepe up 19th, up 7 spots. So guys trending in the right direction. And again, we're still in that point. I think this was a little bit later than we seen, or might have been right on the same lap. Wasn't around lap 8 we saw caution number 1 and half 1?
It was close. I think it was 7, 8 small.
First caution was lap 4.
Oh, that was lap 2.
Oh, never mind.
Or we're completely wrong. That's cool.
Yeah, or we're just way off. We thought we were better than what we were. Well, racing deal hearing from race control between the 97 and 36. So that was partly what led to Lutz having to collect his car.
And he did. I mean, he did a good job of collecting the car. It just happened to be in a terrible place where the 21 has to react because he's on the bottom and the 97 is there. So, I mean, he did a very good job of not wrecking the car. It merged back in a precarious position.
Yeah, and that will happen as we have 1 to go. And I'm surprised this is the first time we've seen this tonight, but Cameron Rich choosing the top side.
Well, I mean, we've watched every restart, and the guy on the bottom leaves, and then he gets up there. So maybe Cameron's just trying to cut that part out, not even have to worry about moving up.
Yeah, cut the middleman right out of it, and let's see what he can do. And I think anyone in the field here tonight can roll that top side better than anybody. It's that 29 of Cameron Rich. So I'm just curious. I'm looking at the fastest laps ran, and Cameron Rich does have it, and he has it by roughly 0.05 of a second over Johnny Eckert. So he's gonna be in a good spot here. He can pull away, see if Johnny Eckert gets a good roll on the outside too, and we can have again another next gen versus old gen battle of the goats here, as a pace truck or pace car, I should say, will dive down pit road, and we'll get restarted here on lap number 12 of 57 of half number 2. Hope you're enjoying the 100th race of OSCA competition.
Oh, he's gone.
Cameron Rich, man, he is gone. I think that was the call. I think we're gonna see I think no leader is gonna choose anything but the top side after that, because Cameron Rich hooked up, arcs it down, kind of runs what Joe Francis was saying, peeks it down to the bottom, gets a good run off, and he's looking good as Johnny Eckert trying to get around Ty McIntosh for P2.
I was doing a good job of holding him off here. I thought Eckert was going to clear because he was able to kind of go with Cameron and be able to roll a little early on Ty, but Ty did a really good job of holding him off, and Ty's got his there pushing him, so he should be able to clear Eckert here, and maybe Gibbs can clear on with him. Oh, Gibbs gets a little tied up into there.
It got tight, and then he almost got the rear end, almost lost it from. So good job able to save that car. Ty McIntosh holding up maybe the 90 of Johnny Eckert. Ty McIntosh doing anything he can to stay in that second spot. He's got the speed, but these guys, Gibbs and Eckert, they've been stout all night. This car too, Braxton DeWeese, that we're riding on board with. He's got his work cut out for him, and especially now not having that clean air with Cameron Rich ahead of him. We'll see what that 89 car has right now.
You just got to be smart here. You don't want to wreck yourself trying to run with these guys, but you can't just let them go. You just got to pick your battles and kind of just fill it out. You know, you've been up here. These guys haven't seen you up here. They don't really know what you're going to do. So you just got to basically run with respect and pick your battles when it's time to fight. Sometimes it's easier just to roll over and let them go, but sometimes you have to fight. And he's doing a really good job.
Oh, the 6!
Oh!
Oh no! He's around in front of 2 cars. Oh, Tepe. Oh, Rob.
Oh, Rasheed Coles, and I think Carpenter
The Packers
too.
car.
Dewar goes around Packers and Vikings. I hope that's not the NFC North is going to have another rough week here.
Ooh, did Gretz get loose?
Ooh, just close side by side. Oh man, I think Carpenter and Dewar teammates getting together. Carpenter had to make an evasive move and got into Dewar. But how part of a hit for Carlson.
Oh, wow.
Tepe got him pretty good. Dewar just locking him down, having a rough night here. Close racing there between the 2 teammates.
He's like, oh, that's up there. I'm good.
Yep, and also, just gets hit. But luckily, I think he'll be all right. I think Carpenter too. I think that was the only contact.
Pretty significant.
The quarter panel. Oh, for Dewar.
In these cars, the quarter panel matters.
Yeah, the quarter panel. That's going to be huge. Hopefully they can dent it out. Buff. Hopefully they'll buff out.
But now do you pit, Goody? Because I don't think you can make it from here if you pit. From what we understand on fuel mileage. But are tires that important that you pit now and pit again? Or do you hold out and just try to do a 1-stop?
I think you want, I think we're still on a pretty similar trend. I think that we were around lap 18 or so when we went green off of our second yellow. So this is going to be pretty tight. And I think just off the trends alone, I think you want those fresh tires at the end. We've seen how 4 fresh Goodyears are going to be important, but also you don't want to take that second set home. So I think maybe if there's a caution a little sooner after this, I think lap 25 is when they pitted half number 1. But if we get around lap 20, maybe we'll start entertaining that a little bit more. But yeah, I think you want those tires at the end.
I agree. I just feel like if you're in the back part of the pack, you got to try something different. I mean, to get track position. So, curious if anybody stops here. I don't see anybody in probably the top 10 stopping, but I could be wrong.
And no, it doesn't look like too many cars are choosing to come down pit road. That does look like we do have some guys here in the interview waiting. First, we'll bring up Nick Monticelli, who was part of our previous caution, and we'll bring Nick up. Nick, you got back in the car this week, but unfortunately, wreck just a few moments ago got caught up in this one. What happened, buddy?
I saw, quite honestly, brutally honestly, I saw Lutz fly down to the apron, and he didn't even feel like he tried to slow down. He came right back on the track, and he forced the 21 up into the 43 from what I saw, and after the 43 went into the wall, all hell broke loose, and 35s got spun, and the 35 bounced off the wall, and I didn't slow down enough for that wreck. I plowed right into the 35, knocked the engine out of it. What happened, it was And then I really want to apologize to Tim for the first half, because in the first half, it just broke loose on me. I had
About to
no
restart,
control
because
over it, and felt so bad about it.
As we are getting back to green flag, Cameron Rich will lead him, choosing that top side line once again. We'll get back to Monticelli in just a moment here. As pace car dives down pit road. Green flag's back out. See what kind of a jump he gets this time, and
That was a good restart by Gibbs.
yeah, that was a really
Hibbs,
good
not Gibbs.
restart.
Got excited.
Gibbs.
Messed his
Gibbs,
name up.
Hibbs.
Got his name. Got him excited. Messed his name up.
But anyway, Monticelli, yeah, you had an accident. Half number one. You can finish that story. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I felt bad about it. I mean, nothing I could do. And then I was trying to apologize, and I was in the wrong voice chat. I was in the Team Watson Racing chat, not. So
Oh,
it
not
took me
the
forever
driver.
to get apologized.
And I've been there, but I don't know if you can talk a little bit about too, maybe what these drivers are going through right now, as it seems like these cars can jump up and bite you with that stability issue, as we do see Gavin Hibbs going to the inside trying to take the lead over Cameron Rich. But yeah, talk to us a little bit about the handling of these cars tonight.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone from loose in, tight in the middle, loose out, to tight in, tight in the middle, loose out, to tight everywhere, to loose everywhere. They're all over the place. Lap to lap, it's completely different. You never know what you're getting, so it's been really tough out there
Cameron
to
Rich in the
kind
wall.
of gauge what's going on.
Yeah, and it's tough even for guys like Cameron Rich getting into the outside wall, trying to hold off Johnny Eckert for that second spot. But I know, again, filling in for Ray Bracey this week, but do you have any more plans to join? I know it's the big 100th race for OSCA, so it's good to see you back out there too.
It was good to see a lot of the older guys out there. You know, Johnny Eckert. Feels a little bit like old times.
Yeah, I like that. But before we let you go, though, do you have any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, I want to thank, obviously Bracey and Team Watson Racing for letting me come out and drive their cars when he's not here. I want to shout out Brandon Dollar. He made my paint scheme tonight, and he also made James's matching scheme where he ran gold rims. So it's pretty cool. I love that car. It's a really nice looking car.
That is cool. It looked like it kind of reminds me of old Smoking the Bandit or something. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, heck yeah. But thank you for joining us once again, Monticelli, and hopefully we'll see you back out here and reliving the old times once again.
Yeah, probably see me out here maybe. I would say probably a couple more times this season when Bracey's not here. I'm kind of like the main guy for Bracey when he's out. So.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon.
Hopefully not in the infield care center.
Yeah, under better circumstances. As we just seen that. I think we seen.
I think it was Hibbs.
Was it Hibbs getting our leader? Yeah, Hibbs got in the wall. So man, oh man, nighttime. These cars. I don't know if these cars are getting tighter or what. Dude, a lot of these guys having more issues with the handling of the race car than we seen in half number one. It seems like.
Yeah, I think the exit of turn 2 there's obviously changed. I mean, that's kind of a blanket statement, but earlier we saw them getting loose off of 2. Now it seems like they're going towards the wall off of 2, and I think it's kind of catching these guys off guard. I mean, even our leaders have hit the wall, so that's just showing you how much these cars have changed.
Yeah, and it's kind of changed. A few of these front runners. We've seen the Hibbs. Lead early on in half number one, but able to get around Cameron Rich, Braxton DeWeese. We haven't heard too much from him so far in half number 2, but up in that third spot, Joe Francis he's back in the top 5. Can he get that broom out here tonight? We'll find out. Looks like, man, is that Lutz? Did Lutz take tires? Because, man, he's flying through this field. 21st, or 21 positions in 9th.
He went down pit road on lap 8.
He does have newer tires.
He didn't take tires, so he's just
never
got
mind.
speed.
Man, flexing right now. We might have had trouble too with the 32 of Dustin Dewar. I think he was up into the top 15, but he's back in 21st.
Dewar got loose off of 4 a few laps ago.
Okay, that makes sense. 10 seconds off the pace there.
Hey, we talked
Off
about
the
him
leader.
earlier. Can we get the Iron Man up here for a second? It's
Oh yeah,
race 100. Got one guy who's run them all. I'd like to hear from him tonight.
I almost forgot about it. I'm sorry. How could we forget about the guy who's made
God.
every race?
I was yelling.
Oh no,
Hold me in.
you're yelling at people? What are
Not
you yelling
in a
at?
friendly way.
Oh, well, that's good.
That's
But-
with Monticelli. I hadn't talked to him.
Yeah, so you had to kind of relive the olden days as we were talking there. But yeah, so I actually didn't realize this, that you are the Iron Man here of OSCA, of course, being the 100th race. Oh, Kynan
Jones
Jones.
around.
No caution.
Oh, Zach Lutz just flipped off his hood.
What just happened? Well, Peeler, you
Oh no.
you always create chaos. I swear to God.
I think
crazy
Lutz
things
is
that
in
prove
front
you
of
What did I
Kyle.
do?
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
oh boy.
Oh, that's
Uh-oh. Vic, I don't want to assume my job tomorrow. Can we put that off till next week?
that might be the last we see of Lutz.
Yep, that's a little extracurricular activity, and let's take a look. Oh. Oh. Wow. His car was dog walking there too, and oh boy. And I think Let's Do his car was junk at that point, flying through the field. Had a fast car, but this stuff, I don't think Vic's gonna appreciate.
I'm just
that
gonna
too
say
much.
that probation was a thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I kind of forgot about that. But
that's a scumbag move.
Yeah.
I can say
Like
that.
you can say that, yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you to call it like
Oh,
you
that
saw
was
it.
netcode
You guys
oh.
like-
contact.
I'll call it. We can call it just like you see it. It's another Lutz moment. That's all it is.
Wow.
And it was something we talked about. He likes playing that heel moment, but a lot of times that doesn't bode well for him.
That was
Oh.
netcode. That
Oh.
wasn't even the
Netcode.
73 punching him down.
No.
Did
And
all that over some netcode.
Right, and I don't like harping on things, man, but like sometimes you gotta see the replay before you react. Like sometimes it's iRacing. Netcode happens, weird things happen. It's not real life.
Absolutely.
You gotta look at the replay before you do something
And-
like that.
And I'm sure we've all been in those moments. I know I have, where I am convinced, if I was in Lutz's shoes, that 73 done me wrong. And then you watch the replay, and maybe you say something, and all of a sudden you watch the replay, and you're like, oh crap.
I
It
had
was-
that happen in this race. Literally in this race, at the end of half one, I was upset at Carlson. I go back and watch the replay, and netcode just sucked me into him, and we both went into the wall. And it's just like, well, what can you do?
Yeah, I gotta eat a little bit of crow, but yeah, I mean, you've been here from day one to today, so 100 starts for you as well. And I gotta ask you, what's your favorite moment of OSCA? Your OSCA
Oh,
history?
okay. So we did this in the pre-race, and I gave the easy answer of, oh well, it was when I won the races because I had 2 of the closest wins in OSCA, and it's a great time. But I'll tell you what, the gift that came out of me wrecking David is just legendary, and
That's
I
true.
think that might be my favorite thing ever.
See, David's. I feel like he's part of a lot of great moments. I was sharing mine in the pre-race as well, and with David, I did love that race between him and Johnny Eckert at Watkins Glen. We ran the boot, and and Westergreen almost being able to get that win, but him and Johnny getting together. You saw Johnny do that 360, keep going. That was a pretty cool moment.
If he doesn't find his way on here tonight, I know he was talking about his favorite moment being, or maybe it was one he didn't make it onto the pre-show, but he was talking about, I can't remember how long ago it was, but New Hampshire, and him and Eckert like took fresh tires from the back and just like drove all the way to the
brought
front
that
on the
up.
apron. Yeah.
Well, I was
He brought
also
that up.
gonna
Like, I
say,
forgot about that.
yeah, that's what I said. I forgot about that. And then he also actually brought up you wrecking him. So he even agrees that that's a great moment. Like he's on the receiving deal of it. So that's pretty cool.
Fantastic. There's more than one, but it's the only one that ended up in a GIF. So.
right? So at least you have memories in a timeless a GIF, especially here for OSCA. But talk about your night. I think coming into tonight, you were tied. Speaking of Western Green, you two can't check each other.
we ain't tight anymore. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I you know what, I did keep my streak of out qualifying him this season though. We have like an inter-team joke right now that I've out qualified I think every week but one. And there was one week that he technically out qualified me, but some cars had to get sent to the rear, so I ended up starting in front of him. So we count that. We count those. So I'm calling David out, man. He needs to get in front of me on the grid. Like I don't know what his problem is. I am not that good of a driver, and if he can't get in front of me, man, he needs to get on the rig and hit some practice laps or something.
Wow, calling him out for everybody to hear.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. Who did you call out?
David Westergreen. That's his teammate. That's his quarterback.
Guy has no speed. I'll tell you what. No speed from this guy.
I mean, how many top 10s do you have tonight?
Don't worry about it.
This is why you're from the dirty side of South Bend. I hope you never forget that. Which is all of it besides Notre Dame. So there's that.
Man, we got Pat McAfee here tomorrow. We got game day on Saturday. It's gonna be a fun weekend.
Nice. Are you going? Yeah. Are you going to game day?
I think so.
I actually was at a.
You have to hold up an OSCA sign. If you do not hold up an OSCA sign, it's a fail.
At Race OSCA, big sign.
Yes.
Yes.
If you hold up an OSCA sign, I'm firing you.
I'm gonna watch and I want to see it.
Actually, hold up. We'll go back. We're going back green here with Gavin Hibbs choosing the outside as your leader. As we get back under green with 25 laps to go, and another good start on that outside for Gavin Hibbs. I think that is the lane of choice here. But I do have to say, I actually made a sign that I went to a Notre Dame tailgate when they played Michigan, I believe, years ago. I think 2015, 16, around there. Oh, Cam got loose. Oh, someone in the wall. Like McIntosh, yeah. Braxton DeWeese trying to get into second spot.
Come on, David, go faster.
David, hey, he's in 7th. He's looking good. But I will say, Tepe, I made a sign, and I actually made it on TV. I'll have to see if I can whip up the picture of that.
Send that to me, please.
It was a picture of actually I had a golf ball retriever, and I tied my sign to that, and I had it in front of a camera.
Cameron
Rich just losing it. Oh, it's happening to Rich now. Oh man, that might.
No,
he's got the points lead. I think there's probably guys in the field, maybe one we're talking to right now that says, hey, he might need that. Keep that playoff bubble in your zone. It's nothing you do want to see, but
we got the 9 car in 5th. Let's go.
Yeah, you must have lit a fire under him, man.
Guy can't qualify, but man, he's got some speed tonight.
He's got some speed, and it looks like maybe that car is 0-2 for race picks for bite size. We're talking about that. But up 20 to 12 right now over the Giants.
As long as the Giants cover, that's all I care about.
What's the spread?
Are you degenerate?
10.5. Oh, I'm a lifetime degen here.
Lifetime degen. Like it. I need more money in my life, and I'd be alive.
Well, that's not how you get more.
So I'm going to ask you though. Tonight you're going to landing heavy into the outside wall.
They're wrecking.
Oh, they're wrecking. Cooper chops to the inside while Darren's dead. Oh, caution's up. Oh, oh my goodness. If Dewar doesn't have
off
bad luck.
He hit so hard.
Oh my goodness.
Cooper, no.
What?
Did Damien make it through?
Damien, I think he ended up all right. He's probably gonna have some damage.
Oh.
That
car I think that's the second time that's happened to him tonight.
Yeah, both wrecks involving Damien. Man, he had just a rough night for the 32. But
these cars are not driving good off of 2. I mean, so many people hit the wall off of 2. It's crazy.
Yeah, I guess we can ask you too, Peeler. Is the car tighter, or what's going on with turn 2? It seems like what Damien just did there is pretty commonplace to what we've been seeing all night.
He called you Peeler.
Or Peeler, I'm Tepe. Sorry, two Adams in here.
I didn't even listen to the question because you said Peeler.
Oh, well, my bad. How tough are these cars handling out there right now? That seems like out of two, it's been a.
I didn't get much time. I didn't get much time in the second race, but I know by the end of the first race, it was. I would get into the corner. It was like, all right, tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, 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 tight. Nah, it's definitely a handful.
Yeah, and oh man, Dewar, I just watched the replay off the YouTube broadcast here. Man, Dewar just catapulted.
Well, I said it like a
Cooper off
ping
that
pong
T-bone.
ball. Like a ping pong ball.
Yeah, and with the way that Dewar stopped, I don't think he has a neck right now. But anyway, Peeler, we can let you see if you can motivate Western Green into a victory here tonight. Currently running fifth. Before we let you go, any shoutouts do you want to give?
You said Peeler again.
He did. I was gonna say that.
I can't have you both in the same room.
What is it Vic said? The world's best announcer? Yeah, we'll see, buddy.
Yeah,
Maybe I need to light a fire under your ass to announce better. Man.
Well, he knows I say names wrong all the time, so.
You
he
should have
knows-
heard him
he
when he was
knows
at the
what's
dirt track.
Yeah, right?
Oh no.
I couldn't pronounce half the sponsors or people's names, or
Someone-
where they're from. I have a video on my phone of it. You can barely hear them, but like it's great.
I called Hibbs Gibbs, so.
Yeah, so we got that. You guys change your first names. I'm just gonna call you Dirty.
It's
Dirty
Iron
Tepe.
Man. His new name is Iron Man.
Oh yeah, Iron Man.
I showered this month. You ain't gotta call me that.
Oh, my bad. Man, last
Come
time I checked, it was a year or so, but you know, yeah, not too
Checking
bad.
my calendar.
But, yeah. But anyway, any show notes you want to give?
Runaway Antelope 35 on Twitch. We had a nice new car tonight that got ruined twice. But
Yeah,
you know
I
what?
like the
It's
look of
it was nice. I really like that scheme. I really like it.
You bringing it back out?
I'm gonna have to because it did not get enough time on track tonight. Check out. We might have some different colors coming on that one throughout the year. So.
Ooh, nice.
We'll see what we do here. It's up to Mr. Bloomin here, but we talked about it a little bit earlier, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. Well,
you have a say in your paint schemes? I don't get to see what my paint schemes look like till they're on track. So
He doesn't get a say either.
I just work here.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just here.
I mean, you're the Iron Man. Who's playing the Dumbo song on the?
Oh no.
What the heck?
Is that what that was?
I think so.
right,
There was something
all
going on.
Cooper's waiting in the infield care. Y'all need to bring him up here because that's going to be some content right there.
All right, yeah, we'll get him in. Thanks for joining us, Tepe, and we'll talk to you later, Iron Man.
Yeah, we'll see you, buddy.
I see ya. All right, next up we'll bring Cooper Johnson, who just got involved in that wreck that we've seen. We should get one to go. No? Oh, yeah, one to go this time by Cooper. We're at 1 degree. We might be quick, but what was your perspective of what happened in that wreck there?
I don't even know. I don't know what happened to Damien. I don't know if he got off the corner just a little bit too hot and nailed the wall. And then I saw Darren. I don't know if he got into him, but he was just weaving all over the place, and I didn't know what to do. So I'm now deceased. I had 50 minutes of required repairs. So I don't know if
50. I didn't even know that was possible.
Oh yeah, it's 50. I've never seen that before either. I was like, wow, okay, I might be actually dead. So
Yeah.
we might have to get.
What about Dewar? He's the one who kind of T-boned you there. That was a hard leg.
Yeah, he's T-boned 2 people now in both halves. I don't know. This one wasn't really his fault, but I think that was probably what killed me. I think he hit me on driver's side as well. Oh yeah, he hit me driver's side. Yeah, so I think we might have to find a fill-in driver for the rest of the season.
for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go back to green here. We'll get back to you in just a moment. As Gavin Hibbs again on the outside, no one really able to make anything work on that bottom line. We'll see if Braxton DeWeese can make some noise. We do again. Cameron Rich losing connection, dropping out of the race. Gonna mix his points up quite a bit. So get going back to green flag racing. Gavin Hibbs with another good start. And he'll clear Ty McIntosh, still holding on in the top 5. See if he can get a run on Gavin Hibbs, but so beautifully as we've seen all night. Braxton DeWeese rolling that bottom, but yeah, you know, again,
contact
just,
the ankles around.
Talk out of the noise.
No caution's out.
And didn't hit anything though, so that was a lot better than the caution that we have here with
Chris,
Cooper
look away.
Johnson. Let's take a look. What happened between McIntosh and I think McIntosh got loose and Deweese is just there. But yeah. Oh, go ahead. You're saying something?
I was just about to say, it looked like he just barely came down, just enough to kind of get him around.
And it doesn't seem like it takes a lot, because I think that was kind of similar. Just once you get these cars in a tank slapper that we did see Darren Staff do as well in the caution you were involved in, it just looks like it's almost impossible to save. But at half number 2 here, I think we've just seen this car maybe is it more unpredictable than it was in half number 1?
It is a little bit looser, just with the cooler conditions. But yeah, I mean, it's not so much more predictable. I think it's just more that people feel a little bit more confident in this car now with the cooler conditions, and they feel like they can get better turn, and they're just being a little bit more aggressive.
What's that exit of 2 like? I mean, the first half we saw everybody getting super loose off of 2, and this half it's like everybody's getting tight, hitting the wall on the exit of 2. Is it changed from last race to this race?
I felt like I had a little bit better grip coming out of 2 in this race. Like I said, just obviously with the cooler conditions, but I didn't really notice that big of a difference. That's why I was so confused as to why Damien got up into the wall like that, because he killed his tires making his way up through the field, and then obviously he's on newer tires, so I don't know if he just thought he was a bit too confident and got into the wall. But I mean, at least me personally, I didn't really have too much of an issue coming off of 2. Off of 4 was the problem. 4 was where I got really tight and had to sometimes get out of it and kind of keep it off the wall there.
So, again, coming into tonight, we were talking to these guys about chase-offs. You did get a top 10 in half number 1, and there's just a lot of crazy things happening here in half number 2. So I'm looking at the standings. It looks like you're going to end up probably around that 20th position. Coming into tonight, I believe you were like 21 points above the cutoff. Are we still too early to really worry about getting in or out of the playoffs right now?
No, you're never too early to worry about getting in or out. I mean, I feel pretty confident. I was really confident about the next however many races that we have left in the regular season, just because I think we had talked about this last week. It's just more normal tracks, not tracks that I race very rarely, tracks I race a bit more often. Like tonight, I was pretty confident. It was just I wasn't able to get a long enough run to, be able to start passing people, and passing kind of seemed a little bit hard. If you can get in that middle lane, you don't have enough of a run on the very top side up next to the wall to kind of pass them. But then also, if you try to pass them on the bottom, you can kind of get pretty loose, and the guy on the top can get a better run. So I'm not really too worried. Although I should probably knock on wood if I say that, because my luck has not been great this season. But I still feel pretty confident. I feel like I know that Damien struggled tonight as well, and there's a couple other guys that were near me in points that kind of had not the greatest nights. So hopefully we can still stay in that top 12 coming out of tonight. And I'm still pretty confident though. I like this car. I like the tracks we're going to. I'm not worried.
Yeah, it should be fun. I mean, next week Talladega should be a fun one as well. So again, maybe unpredictable next week, but I think we'll see that 91 car up towards the front. But before we let you go, before we go back to Green Flag Racing, any shoutouts do you want to give?
Shout out you guys, obviously. Great. You guys do a pretty great broadcast every single week. Shout out Vic for putting on the league. Carlos for having the broadcast. Shout out to Outlaw, supporting Alzheimer's awareness and breast cancer awareness. We also have a couple of other Outlaw cars in the field, so shout out to DJ and Johnny. Shout out South Shore. Shout out Batflip Podcast, Batflip Breaks, both on YouTube. Just search them up on YouTube, check them out. And shout out the world. I don't know.
The world. I love it.
Shout out 100th race, right? 100th race for OSCA's main season. That's super cool. Congratulations to Vic for having 100 races. Here's to 100 more.
Oh, hey, I love it. All right, well, thank you, Cooper. And actually, we have just enough time. What's your favorite OSCA memory?
Me, I was gonna say me winning. I don't know, man. There's so many good memories. I'll say, yeah, I'll be selfish. Me
Yeah.
leading all the laps last season in the second half of the Bristol Dirt Race. That was super cool. I love that.
That was a fun one to watch too. I if I remember correctly, you didn't run away with that either. That
No.
was,
Ready to go back green here, guys.
yeah. All right, we'll let you go. That was an awesome race, and hopefully they'll have an awesome memory brewing here. But as we get ready to go back green, that was Cooper Johnson. Again,
Vic, clean up the start here. Was there a EOL for that last caution?
Yes.
Thought so.
On who?
green flags back out. Gavin Hibbs.
89.
89. Oh, and I think he also might have came down pit road too, I believe.
Yeah,
Maybe
he
he
knew,
knew.
but on pit lane.
Oh, okay. So I think probably yeah, the wise decision. But Gavin Hibbs, as we see that leader on the top side getting a good restart. But man, wouldn't it be special? Wouldn't it be something if we could stay here an extra half hour if that 90 car gets in victory lane tonight on the 100th race?
Man,
Keeler's
it's all
never
right.
experienced that.
I haven't, but I'm on East Coast time, man. Can we not do that?
Well, either way, as it stands right now, we're talking to Johnny, and you're as it stands right now, you'd be talking to him. So you better hope for something different. It'd be cool to see Johnny talk to Johnny on this monumentous race. You know, I just heard someone say Tepe's name, but Tepe being Ironman, I think he's got to have that scheme that he ran tonight, and he's got to have like the old Ironman and the silver car or something next week. I think that'd be pretty cool.
I think he needs an Iron Man car painted red and gold like the suit.
Oh yeah, I like that. But man, it looks like right now these top three cars of Gibbs, Eckert, and Francis. Whoa, loose for Johnny Eckert. Trying to hang on, but now Joe Francis is going to look on the outside, see if he can make that power move. He's going to get that good run side by side. How about David Westergreen? Tepe was pumping him up, but here he is up to fourth now.
Alex Grates is running sixth.
Yeah, again, like you said to begin this half, we didn't really get to see what he had. He wrecked out early, and now he's making some noise up in sixth. And how about super sub Zach Rogers in fifth?
Those guys they're not going to have time to get there, but the guys who just put in took tires are flying. That Darren Staff, Ty McIntosh, they are coming in a hurry. I don't think they're going to get up to probably fifth or sixth. They might crack the top 10, but they are moving. Definitely
got the car hooked up, and man, only 7 laps to go. Oh, some cars, they're flirting with the wall. You see that dust flying.
Oh,
right now.
I see Rashid Cole's got disqualified.
Oh.
Vic? Disqualification on the 54?
Shouldn't be.
Did he get incidented out? Oh, it's the wrong league, sorry.
And cut. But here we go. How about Joe?
Someone hard in the wall.
Grates in the wall, loses a spot.
Contact.
There.
That's not going to be good. That's not going to be good.
Oh, in the wall. Hang on to it. Oh, but Grates loses that top 10 running order. Oh, boy. And there's some words going back and forth between Grates and Damien over that contact. So there must have been a little extracurricular play here. But back up front, 2 teammates, Hibbs and Francis, battling for this win.
Where did I say that Francis is going to finish this half?
Did you say second?
I did.
But he could win this thing. He's in
He's
position.
coming.
He's coming.
No.
He could have a shot, and maybe he wants his buddy, his teammate, to win a half. But I think he's going to want to go for it. Last time by, just a little bit quicker than Gavin Hibbs, but catching him's one thing, getting around him's another. And I think we just seen a little bobble from that 25 that could hurt him for his efforts to try to go for 2 wins tonight. And if he loses that pressure he's putting on Hibbs, Johnny Eckert is right there.
I want to point out, Vic said that Neil Rutt, he picked him half one to have two bad finishes. Neil Rutt is battling for a top 10 right now, and he finished, what, 13th or 11th, 13th last race. So, Vic, you are extremely, extremely wrong, sir.
No,
I just like to point out when you're wrong.
I think Vic is secretly playing like a fake game of like, oh, I'm gonna try to go for like the worst picks of all, and then just secretly picks the best picks.
I just like to point out when he's wrong.
Yeah.
When Vic's wrong, it makes me happy.
You know what? He could be ahead of me in points after this race, probably after the night I had here. But yeah, we'll see. But right now, Joe Francis making another little charge here towards Gavin Hibbs for that lead. Now 2 laps to go. It's kind of just broke away to these two cars. Johnny Eckert just a little bit out of arm's reach. Joe Francis trying to get on the outside.
Oh,
that might have been the move.
Listen, ask me for lottery picks today.
I'm gonna ask you. You do this every week.
I pick Hibbs to win. I'm stoked right now.
Yeah, so you guys are sitting in the catbird seat right now.
I want to point out Ty McIntosh has drove it back to 9th after his EOL getting fresh tires.
And
he
he's
drove
on
his
the move.
butt off to try to get back to the top 10.
And he's gonna try to get more.
Daddy Ty McIntosh.
But coming to the line here, Gavin Hibbs is gonna come home with the victory. And teammate Joe Francis right behind, Johnny Eckert 3rd, Braxton DeWeese 4th, and David Westergreen rounds out your top 5. The rest of the top 10, Zach Rogers in 6th, Dallas Myhan 7th, DJ Weeks 8th, Ty McIntosh, as you mentioned, in 9th, and then Neil Rutt rounding out your top 10. So, man,
I love a run for
finally,
Neil Rutt.
And I think, too, with your winner, Gavin Hibbs, that was something he absolutely needed. We've seen this speed from him all season long. But sometimes Lady Luck just wasn't on his side. It is tonight as you see him burning it down. He might be joined by his teammate, Joe Francis, here in a minute. You can burn it down together. Shift sweeping the night here tonight with the 95 and the 25. Oh, you can see Gilberto out there burning it up with him. But without further ado, we'll get with the interviews, and we better start early, Peeler, because we have the GOAT himself, the man, the myth, the legend. It is Johnny Eckert, and wasn't really expecting to see you out here tonight, Johnny, but the 100th race we got to see you out here, and looked pretty stout out there.
Yeah, if you're calling it that, I don't know, it was all down to the qualifying effort. I had good short run speed, didn't have long run speed. Yeah, I held on in race 1 because I was struggling really bad. A couple times I thought I was gonna wreck with how sideways it was, and then push loose on exit. It was a mess, but yeah, race 2 I learned a little bit from. I took what I learned from race 1, tried to apply it a little bit better, and got a little bit lucky with some of the other contenders who almost certainly would have finished ahead of me, having problems, being Cam and Braxton. But yeah, pretty good. I'm happy.
Yeah, and well, we were talking about too. This is your first start of the season, and we're not sure when's the last time did you run these high horsepower Gen 6 cars?
Last season in the OSCA VRA.
Oh yeah,
series,
yeah.
That was the last time I drove it, but I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure the last time we actually raced this car, I crashed out really early, so I didn't really learn a whole lot from it. So yeah, I before that, I spent years driving this car when it was in its heyday. Before we got the promotion to that other Gen 6 that I don't like. But I spent a long time driving these cars, so it's kind of like taking what I remember from racing with those and just kind of trying to apply whatever I can to the way that the system works now with the tire model, the track and track state, the way the track changes and stuff. So yeah, that's all I leaned on tonight, pretty much. And DJ, of course, because he's been running all season.
Yeah, and you know, we talked to DJ, I believe, last week, and he said it didn't sound like you were making huge plans of coming back, maybe for this race, but any other races on the horizon for the GOAT that is Johnny Eckert?
So DJ's interview I was actually listening to, and I found it hilarious, some of the things he said. Yeah, I mean, he was really, him and Vic had talked about this being the 100th race, and then DJ brought it up after the race one more time, and he's like, you know, if you're gonna do it, you should do it. And I'm like, all right, sure, you know, I'll do it. And then he's like, you know, it'd be pretty cool if we ran a 90 again. I'm like, all right, well, I'll go do it. I'll do the open car then. And yeah, over the weekend, you know, I finalized what I wanted to do and whatnot, but I didn't plan on running this. I mean, it literally happened because of the interview last week. I don't know what, maybe Vic would have mentioned it afterwards that it was the 100th race or whatever, but that was like the biggest thing for me. It was just, you know, being in this race. I wanted to run these cars. I feel like I scratched that itch a little bit with tonight, but yeah, you know, just being the 100th race and having been a part of, you know, the beginning and being a you know, a part of it for so long, it was pretty cool to have the opportunity to come and race again.
Yeah, it was good to see you back out there. And man, there's a lot of stuff going on. What's between the 9 and the 0 on the side of that car?
Oh yeah, that's actually a crest from a German city that I started to adapt to for some reason. I ran it in another league that ran the Nürburgring with the next gen car, and I ran that race, and I had this all Germaned up car just because, you know, me and Germany and everything. So I started to put it on more of my numbers. And when I was setting up this scheme, bringing Pinky back, I just thought, you know, I was like, you know what the heck, I'll put it on there too. So it's like the shield from the city of Cologne in Germany.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was kind of wondering. I didn't know if it was something for the 100th race or something, but I've noticed it all night. Wasn't quite able to make out what it was, but yeah, hopefully we'll see you. You said that itch was scratched, but I'm still hoping we will see you out there at least a couple more times before the season's up. But before we get to the shout-out stuff like that, Peeler, you got anything for him? Johnny's got a lot more to say, I bet.
No question, just come back more, please, because you're fun as hell to watch. So, and I'm up here now, and I'm not having to race against you, so I greatly appreciate it. Way more up here. So, come back. We want you back. At least come back once.
Yeah, I don't know what the rest of the season how it's gonna pan out. I had at one point I was thinking about running the full season and whatnot, but then the schedule started to not work out for me to run for the championship, at least, with a couple trips and stuff. So
brother, I tried.
Yeah, I know, and I left Carlos hanging for quite a while on that, unfortunately. But yeah, we you know, I was really interested in running these cars, and you know, I finally, you know, I got out on track. I didn't do a whole lot of practice for this. I ran some laps prior just to get used to the car again, but you know, it's just kind of, yeah. I didn't think I was even gonna get a top 5 out of the night, to be honest with you. So just being here and being able to talk to you guys is awesome. But yeah, I don't know about the rest of the season. It's with me, you never know. Right now, I'm not really committed to running anything anywhere. So you know, it's a week by week thing.
Just saying, I think Endel Cotto passed you on the all times wins list. Hint,
yeah, I've
come
heard
back.
That was my pitch.
I heard that. Yeah, that was the pitch. Yeah, but you know, I think I was like the first to 25 or something like that. So you know, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna hold on to it forever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You can do it. We believe in you.
I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know what the plans for the rest of the season are. We'll see. Maybe you'll see me one more time. I don't know.
I want to say something before you go.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
And I just want to thank you. I mean, I know that like we haven't really, you know, always seen eye to eye, and I'm probably part of the reason you're not racing full time. I can accept that, and I can admit to it. But I do want to thank you for showing up. I want to thank you for being such a huge friggin' part of this league, dude. Like, I don't know that OSCA makes it to this landmark without you around, so I do want to thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate I appreciate you guys and everything, you know, because, you know, we've definitely not seen eye to eye, and I feel like I'm a little bit more mellow than I used to be. and I think a lot of that just comes out from me taking a little bit of a step back from league racing as much. And so, I realize that there was a lot of tension at times, but it's one of those things that I've been around a lot of leagues. I've seen a lot of things that worked, that didn't work. I've experienced it myself, things that don't work and things that do work. So, you try to, you want the best for the league. And so, when we had those conversations and we had the tensions or whatever all those years or all those seasons, it was only for the good of the league. And I appreciate that. I'm glad to have been a part of it, and glad to have helped in the ways that I did whenever that whenever that was. All those seasons early on. I was an admin at one point, so I was glad to be part of that.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure definitely having you in OSCA. Always love. It's always a treat when you do come back. But before we let you go, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, well, first off, congrats to OSCA and everybody who's a part of it for making it to 100 races, because that's a big deal. So I'm happy to be here, and congrats to everybody who's been a part of it. Thank you guys for the broadcast and all the sponsors that support the league. Thanks to Vic and DJ. DJ had internet trouble tonight, so he wasn't where I kind of expected him to be, but he ended up getting a good finish in race 2. But I appreciate all he did to help me get ready for this today and talk me through my big bold plans that would have not worked out. So I would not be talking to you right now if it wasn't for him talking me out of my big bold strategy plan. So big thanks to him. And yeah, I'm sure you'll see me again. I don't know if it'd be this season or in the future, but I'll be around.
We'll meet again. Don't know where.
Yeah, and I moved on from It's Coming Rome for wins. Now I'm just gonna take my top 3 as GC Coos. Okay, so that's, I don't know if you saw that on my rear spoiler, but I American won one of the Grand Tour races, cycling races in Europe. So I have, for some reason, this is jived with me, and I'm really excited. So that's my new thing for now.
All right, hey, we'll go with it. Is that something you're gonna shout out if you do ever come back and win?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
so,
all right.
As long as I remember.
So, yeah, right. It seems a little bit harder, but hey, I think you got it. But again, thanks for racing with us here on the 100th race, and again, hopefully we'll see you again in the future.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Later, Johnny.
See ya.
Johnny Eckert, everybody.
That was a
And
third
now
place
we'll-
interview.
Yeah. Hey, that was short for Johnny. I feel like. I don't know. Could be wrong. But up next, we'll bring up Joe Francis, who again we talked to him after he got that win in half number 1, but now coming home with a very respectable second place run. And Peeler, take it away.
Hey, Joe. First and a second tonight. Sum up the night for us. Or did you have anything for Hibbs in that final run there, or were you happy to get first and second and get out of here?
I mean, he's my teammate, and we've raced together. We raced real clean for years at this point, so I wasn't going to do anything stupid. I was just going to race him clean. I was going to try and poke my nose in there every once in a while just to see what I had on him, but when I tried to finally push it just a little bit more, it felt like a little bit too tight, or it felt a little too tight, so I just wasn't going to do anything weird to mess up Gavin or put us in a bad situation. So it was a great race for him and good win to him. He really deserved that. I honestly probably deserved both races, but yeah, good win either way for him.
Yeah, Shift definitely looked good tonight. I think this is probably the first night or first 2 races in a night that Shift's really dominated the way that they have and kind of put their stamp on it to get back in the Owners Championship. So y'all did a really good job on that front, obviously. So what was the track difference from race 1 to race 2? We saw a lot of different things in the second half that we didn't see as much in the first half, with a lot of people hitting the wall coming out of 2. I mean, even I don't think you did, but I think Hibbs hit it, Cameron Rich hit it. Was it a lot different for half 2, or was it just people pushing a little harder?
I think for half 2, it felt like it felt a little more gripped up. Like you could push it just a little bit harder, but it also kind of made the gray area between in control and wrecking loose a little bit thinner, per se, because you have that grip and it feels like you can push a little bit harder, and you can, but it felt like you probably snap around a little bit easier. But generally, it still felt about the same. But that's all I can describe it. I wasn't really focusing on the differences. I was just focusing on trying to put good lap times down and try to be consistent and be clean. And that's about all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Exit looked a little bit different. Just the exit of 2. We didn't get too many good shots on the exit of 4. But I also think I expected these cars to kind of gap themselves out a little bit more and not have as much pack racing. But I feel like for some reason we're still pack racing in these cars more than I expected. Is there a reason for that? Is the tire fall off not as great, or is everybody just good enough at saving their tires, or you guys are just always racing nonstop?
I think that's just an aspect of a good handling setup and fixed setups, as in all the cars are generally the same, and you're not really going to get handling differences or that big of differences between each driver until you get maybe 20-30 laps in. And even then, you'll have guys that are just about as good as each other at saving tires, so you'll still have them racing around each other, but it wouldn't exactly be a pack race because you still have to get your nose in that clean air, or else you're just going to be pushing every lap in the corners and destroying your front tires. So every driver has their differences, but when all the tires are fresh, everybody's generally pushing as hard as they can. So it appears to be a plate race on fresh tires, but you really got to get those long runs for it to spread out. But I think that's, like I said, that's just an aspect of the fixed setups.
I know during the preseason interviews, you called your shot about how you were going to be, just you run clean laps, you worry about yourself, you don't really try to be overly aggressive, and you take the finishes that come to you. And they're really putting a show to that here lately, and people are making aggressive moves and kind of taking themselves out, and you're just doing a really good job of running your own race, taking what they give you, and it's showing. And I like that, because in this league we've always had the aggressive guys kind of get the wins, and they're the ones running up front, and it's really nice to finally see somebody who runs more conservative and takes care of himself and doesn't put his car in bad situations, actually get rewarded for it. So you're doing a hell of a job, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
I appreciate it. I don't remember calling my shot, so I've slept since then, so I don't quite remember that. But
it's a broadcaster. Apparently, it's my job to remember things now, so I try to write them down.
All right.
What you got, Goody? Got anything for Joe?
Well, I think it's piggybacks off of what you just kind of said there too, because running some league races with you, chatting with you, I know that's always been kind of your thing, is just being smooth and running in the top 10. I think that was kind of what we've always seen. You're always there. You're kind of like Kevin Harvick. Where'd he come from? You're 7th, 8th, 6th. But then as these weeks kind of go along here, I don't know if it's more of the tracks that are in your wheelhouse, or maybe that's what I want to find out what it is, because now it's top 5 podium finishes, and now you're racking up a couple wins here, and almost got another one here tonight. But what can you turn or look at of what kind of led to this kind of great runs that you're starting to have now?
I think just good luck and just fortunate on some of the strategies, like Michigan when I won there. I mean, I pitted pretty early to take my last set of tires, and it just worked out because of the long run. And I think tonight I got fortunate just because of how good of that pit stop was, and some of the other guys taking 2, and I was able to get around them pretty quick. So, I mean, I just tried to be as clean as possible and just try to be there at the end and let fortune and luck take over from there.
Yeah, and it definitely worked. It's working for you. I love it.
Yeah, definitely working. You got any more shout outs you want to give before we get out of here for the night?
I'd have to go through them all again, but
yeah, man. Right them off. It's your time.
Get that Rolodex.
Seth Rawls for giving me his car from last season, Shift Esports, Strictly Stock Motorsports, Vic for putting on the league, you guys for broadcasting, my number business, I think I told you about that last time, but if you got a favorite number, I can turn it into a plaque, and I might be making some die-cast displays in the future. I'm building some concepts right now. Might even have lights, maybe acrylic displays, but we'll find out. I'm still working on those.
All right, man. I'm glad you're here. You did a hell of a job, and we'll go get them next week, right? You any good at plate racing? Plate racing your thing?
Is that... Where's it at next week?
Talladega.
I am not. Well, I'm not great.
He's gonna run top 5. Just watch it.
Yep.
Well,
he's
some
gonna
people
win.
have called me a plate race guy, but I don't know. I take offense to that.
Oh,
Mile
boy.
and a halves and the big fast tracks are my bread and butter. Mine is Daytona and Talladega.
Well, we'll find out next week, for sure. But
Yeah,
all right,
we will.
thanks for coming on again, Joe, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, see you then. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Next up, we'll bring up Gavin Hibbs, our half number 2 winner. And Gavin, I think nothing could have been bigger for you tonight is to get into victory lane. Looks like you potentially, I think Joe said himself, had potential to maybe sweep here tonight. But how important was it? You were on the outside looking in. You're outside by 4 points coming into tonight, and having that great run of finishing third, and then getting that win here in half number 2.
Yeah, the first half, I mean, I felt like I had a race-winning car there. Just as soon as I got around Cameron, I was slowly reeling in Braxton, and I felt like I could have got to him with about 2-3 laps to go, but late race yellow set us back, and everybody else doing different tires. People were taking 2 tires. I got a slow 4-tire stop there, just set me back a little bit, but was pretty overall disappointed with how the end of the first half went. And then I literally took the warm-up to just focus, cool down from it, and just kept my head down the whole way this second half.
Yeah, and it worked. And again, we've seen you, to even be in this position. I don't know if you were worried on that outside of the playoff line, because we've seen the speed from you all year long. That luck, maybe not going your way, kind of getting involved in accidents that or none of you are doing. But after tonight, again, should be in a good spot. But next week we go to Talladega. What kind of hope or dreams you have for Talladega next week?
I think my strategy for Dega is just gonna try and run in the back, just stay out of everything as much as possible, and then with about say 10 laps to go, just try and work my way up to the front. I haven't raced the super speedway package in this car in so long. It's probably been about 5 years since I've ran a super speedway in these cars, so next week is going to be a learning experience for myself, and just trying to stay out of everything.
Yeah, it should be a fun one to watch, at least for us up here in the booth. But Peeler, got anything for Gavin?
Thank you. First of all, I picked you second half and you won, so I appreciate that. And I got your name wrong, so if you go back and watch it, I called you Gibbs. I apologize in advance.
Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry. Got a little excited. You got a good restart, and I wanted to talk about it, and then I screwed up your name.
I get it a lot, so.
So what's it feel like now? Like, you're a few races in, and where do you feel like you are competition-wise with some of these guys that do this, have been doing this for years in OSCA? I know you're a rookie. This is your first time. You're on a great team. You've obviously got plenty of talent. How do you feel like you're stacking up with some of the guys that are here, been here for years, and we run together all the time? How do you feel like you're kind of fitting in with those, and where do you see yourself kind of in the overall scale of it?
Yeah, really those first couple weeks, I felt like, okay, if I get a top 10 finish in both halves, I think it will be a great result. But since Milwaukee, having great runs there, I feel like now, like, I can take myself and push myself up to get, expecting to get top 3 finishes in both halves. But it's gonna also come down depending on the tracks. I mean, we got a crazy number of tracks coming up that I've never experienced in this car, so still learning, but at the same time, getting, great. Oh my gosh, still learning, but at the same time expecting to run up near the front.
Hey, you're doing it. I think moving forward, I really think you'll be a guy that we'll be talking to a lot. So I look forward to that, and congrats on the night, bud.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm looking. As we're approaching halfway, we got some crazy tracks too. I don't know how you feel again, Dago. We kind of talked to you about. We got Richmond, New Hampshire, which similar to Milwaukee, that might be good. Lime Rock, and then Charlotte Dirt, and then Atlanta to close out the regular season here. So again, I think after tonight, you should be relatively solid on the plus side into the chase-offs. So those with those tracks I just named, are you feeling confident? Do you think you can take those chances going for wins here?
I mean, I'm expecting to run pretty well at Lime Rock. Considering it's a stock car on a road course. That's kind of my bread and butter there. But Charlotte Dirt is going to be such a wild card for everybody. The only time I've ever run dirt on a stock car was when they first came out with Bristol Dirt back in 2021, and I ran pretty well there during officials, and then in another league I ran at the time. So I mean, if I can take those experiences from that time and put it to Dirt Charlotte's, then we'll see.
I'll be there with you. That was my one scheduled start for the year, so I'll be there with you, figuring it out with you.
Wow, you chose that race?
No.
Yeah, I Nurse Aviator sponsoring that race, and I'm running that race. So,
oh boy,
it's my favorite dirt track on sim, so I had to do it.
All right, it's actually one track I have, but I don't race it a whole heck of a lot. But yeah, we'll be looking forward to. That's I think later on in got till next month, but a little over a month away till we to hit that race. But before we let you go, celebrate the win here. Any shoutouts you want to give?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Duck Press Media Solutions. They've been a partner of mine and Joe's for the last, I want to say 2-3 years. It's been a hell of a ride, and this will be our last league season with them, so to get a win was pretty special. Seth Rawls and Shift Esports, for bringing me in to do this league and run on their team. Seth is, I like to say, a good friend of mine, and we've raced OSCA earlier this year against him and the other Shift guys. So great team, fun team to be around. And then obviously I got to give shout out to my parent team, Strictly Stock Motorsports. I had Jesse watching the whole race and supporting me and Joe the whole way, so I can't thank Jesse enough for rooting us on.
Yeah, it's hopefully we can root you on to some more victories, string some more together. But again, thanks for coming up here, and yeah, hopefully we'll talk to you next week after Dega. You'll dodge all the chaos next week. I can feel it.
Oh, goody! Why'd you say that?
I wasn't gonna say it. I was gonna leave it alone.
I figure I can jinx it. I can jinx it today, and it will wash away by next Thursday. At least that's the theory here.
You clearly haven't ran with me enough, buddy. But thank you guys so much.
Again, maybe bring that Subaru out. Safety crash test ratings are good on those. So.
Oh, please, man! If I could figure that out. But
right, well, yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much, and 3YTV for broadcasting these races. It's fun to chill at work when there's nothing to do and go back and watch the streams, and you guys put on a great production team. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Gavin Hibbs. Gavin Hibbs again winning number 2 here tonight. But with that, we'll wrap things up. And one thing I think we can look forward to next week is, these cars, I think all season long have been very unpredictable for these drivers. And usually I think what you're going to have at Talladega, but I am looking forward to how these next gen high horsepower cars are going to drive and what's going to happen once we come back next week at Dega.
Yeah, I've never even seen a race on iRacing with these cars. I have no idea how they draft. I have no idea what the runs are going to be like, what the blocking is going to be like. It's going to be must-watch TV on YouTube. So you better be here, Talladega, next week, next Thursday. It's going to be awesome.
It should be fun, and we'll look forward to having you guys with us. For Carlos, Adam, myself, and Vic, thank you for tuning in tonight to 3 Wide Television for the 100th race of OSCA competition. And next week, we start off 101 Talladega right here, same time, same place next week. But until then, good night now.